Pat, what's up? We love you and I miss you. Pat, what's up? We love you and I miss you. So we're hopping into two movies today,
Yes,
Dave.
sir.
We're talking Thor: Love and Thunder, which
Yep.
just came out, and this one came out a month-ish ago. Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Okay, you saw both of these in theaters. I caught
Yes.
Jurassic World Dominion just the other night, not in a theater, but I have some thoughts on both.
I
Dave.
bet you do.
I
I bet
really
you
do.
fucking do.
um
Oh,
I don't know if you want to hop right into Thor, since you're the one who's kind of into Marvel movies, right?
yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
I am not. So what's tell us what Thor Love and Thunder is all about.
Yeah, so it's about Thor
Oh, cool.
and his love and thunder.
Okay, cool. Good stream. Thanks
Yeah.
everybody for coming.
Cool. I'll see you guys later. No, so it's the fourth Thor movie, individual
Okay.
Thor movie, and I think he's as far as I know, he's the only Marvel character so far to get a fourth solo movie.
Hmm.
So it's supposed to be like this big deal, and it's basically about, without giving any spoilers, because I know there's some people who may not have seen it yet.
Yeah, we'll try to do this as spoiler free as
Yeah.
possible.
So nothing that we haven't seen in the trailer, which I think we have a 30-second trailer before we get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, Jordan, if you want to pull up the trailer for us, we'll give a
Yeah.
30-second little tidbit for context.
Maybe. No, there we go.
There we are.
Valkyrie,
We get to fight again.
the Guardians,
Give me those.
and Jane, the old ex-girlfriend,
Judy Foster.
Jane Foster.
You are not like the other gods of kill.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Rated PG-13. Tickets on sale now.
So that's Thor.
That was Thor.
That's Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah. So
Okay,
basically,
right off the top. Yeah.
it's about Thor has to he's trying to find himself after the events of Avengers Endgame and blah blah blah,
Mhm.
and he he goes through this personal journey while also meeting back up with his love from his first, I think it's his first and second movie, who hasn't been in any Marvel movies since. That's Natalie Portman, by the way, as the mighty Thor. I'm not giving anything away. This is in the trailer, so if you didn't know that already, bite my ass.
I feel like the whole movie's in the trailer a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. So, yeah, and then there's a bad guy played by Christian Bale, who is the God Butcher or some shit like that.
I
Kills all
didn't
the
get his.
gods.
I wanted to call him. Yeah. I was in my head as like Super Butcher, God Guy, Killer. Man, it's not very. They
Yeah, you're
say it a
bad.
few times.
You're
but
bad with names. We have established this.
I am a fucking dumbass. So yeah, correct.
But yeah, so that's as best a synopsis I get. He battles Christian Bale and can't tell
Well,
anything else without spoiling anything.
well, what'd you think of it though, as the resident Marvel movie guy?
Okay, yeah. So I liked it. I'm gonna give it a solid B minus.
Okay.
Just because I liked it better than Doctor Strange, which we've talked about.
Yeah.
But I didn't like either as much as I liked Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Okay.
So I've been kind of a little bit let down for the last two Marvel movies, which is fine. I mean, they've been knocking it out of the park for however many years now. So
Yeah.
15 years. So
Hawk Rules and Will Pizzas here in the chat. Christian Bale, agreed, is heavily underutilized.
yes.
We see him do a little God butchering.
Yeah, he does a little bit, not none.
But listen, for me, I actually did enjoy myself. I wouldn't say this is like my favorite movie of all time, but I enjoyed myself a lot more than I thought I would.
Oh wow.
Honestly. Like, and especially, I'm sorry, a lot more than Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna hate it.
I went in, I go into every movie. I try to keep open, my thoughts and feelings on things.
Mhm.
And I was entertained, man. It's a popcorn movie. Sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. But speaking to the chat here, Christian Bale is really good in this. He's
He is
definitely one of the
very
highlights of
good.
this movie.
And And Will Pizza is absolutely right. He's 100% underutilized. I was talking with a friend today on the phone about this. He did not get used nearly as much as I thought he should have, and as much as they probably should have put him in there because, I mean, he knocked it out of the park.
Well, I didn't know he was even supposed to be in this movie.
Uh-huh.
And so when they showed the intro scene, I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And then like they showed his teeth, and I was like, oh, that's Christian Bale.
Oh boy! Imagine being the kind of celebrity that gets known from your teeth.
I mean, I don't know. That's a weird thing, probably, but it felt whatever. It felt fun and entertaining enough, like non-offensive enough to my taste, and they laid a lot of things out, so it's easy to follow. I've seen literally 0 other Thor films. I know nothing about them, but like whatever, you pick up on the lore pretty quick.
Yes.
While the action kept moving, it didn't stop. Right. Like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It just kind of stops. It builds up momentum and then just stops, and they talk for a while and then stuff happens. This kind of keeps going the whole time. The humor didn't really land for me that well, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think my opinion on that is Taika Waititi, the director of the last 2 Thor movies, fantastic director. He had the last Thor movie, Thor Ragnarok, knocked it out of the park. Yeah, Will Pizza agrees here. Ragnarok was an awesome movie. He crushed that. And then I think he just got excited about trying to recapture that.
Yeah.
And just kind of went just a touch overboard in terms of like humor and cheese, kind of campiness. It was just a little too much. And Will Pizza says Thor 2 easily the worst MCU film. That's a general consensus. The Thor 2 is generally the worst MCU film.
Mediocre Hawk in the chat here causing drinking problems. It's ruining generations, I'm telling you. Starting with drinking, and then it just rolls on. Generational trauma. Thanks, Thor. Anyway, I will say the couple of things that did actually really make me laugh was the Thor has an axe now, not his, I guess, traditional hammer.
Stormbreaker.
Sure. And they do this funny like visual gag where the axe gets jealous and it'll just like kind of slowly move in off screen.
That was really funny.
I was like,
I did like that a lot.
I got that. I did like that.
That was pretty good.
I also liked I don't think the CG held up fine enough, but what I really liked a lot was a lot of the surreal imagery towards the end. They did a lot of really interesting stuff there. And I like the black and white sequence they did as well.
That was pretty
in
cool.
The Shadow Realm, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
I was cool. It reminded me of when they did. Do you remember when they took Logan and they did a black and white cut of it, and I think they released it in the theaters?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's really good.
Is
It like changes the tone of the film. Logan's a great film.
Listen, I don't want to talk about Logan because there's the one scene that every time I have to rewatch the one scene like 5 times before I can finish the movie, and I will get sucked into that scene before we even finish Thor. So
okay, well, we won't go there.
We will. I'm sure we'll circle back.
Yeah.
But another thing about Thor, I don't know if you knew this. There was an actor, I forget where she's from. I want to say Stranger Things. Lena something or rather. Not sure. She had a pretty big part. Apparently, all of it got cut, and now she's being sued by her former management company because of the fees on that. She's like for $1.3 million. She's being sued.
Yo, that's crazy. Like that's wild. Will Pizza's here in the chat. Thor is great in Infinity War and Endgame, turning him from a Shakespearean Fabio into a goofball Fabio was a smart choice. He played more seriously in Thor 1 and 2 and Avengers. Yeah, I agree with this because I think Thor, like as a character, he's a goofy dumbass. At least that's how he kind of comes off, but he like gets stuff done. I liked him as a character, and I think the performance is great. It's pretty pitch perfect, honestly. Yes. The performance, but I have to say, I love Natalie Portman. I was not really sold by her performance too much in this.
I didn't have a problem with her performance.
It felt weird to me, and I can't put my finger on exactly what it was, but it felt like it felt like she was in one movie 10 years ago and then came back and was kind of like This is how I play this character, I guess. I don't know if that's true, but that felt a
Could've
little
been.
weird to me.
Could've
I
been.
do have to compliment. This is a really weird story. Sorry, I'm not going to try to stray too far from the path here,
Sure.
but I'm watching this movie.
Uh-huh.
And I know there's a bunch of little Easter eggs and stuff in here, but also not a spoiler, but they have to take off into space and they use like this boat and some screaming goats. The screaming goats were fucking annoying.
That was super annoying. Yes.
But
That was
while
a
they're
choice.
while they're riding, that was a choice. While they're riding on the boat, it's like there's like a bar inside this boat, and on the outside there's a neon sign that says "Cocktails and Dreams," and I'm like, wait. It like rang a bell in my head. I was like, what the fuck is that from? And so I'm thinking I missed half the movie because I was trying to get this reference. So I just recently with a buddy of mine watched we'll watch like random movies, and he's like, hey, have you ever seen the movie Cocktail from 1998 or 1988 with Tom Cruise? And I'm like, I have no fucking idea what this is. But essentially we watched it. It's a movie where Tom Cruise is a bartender, and he teams up with another older bartender, and they start their own business. They're going to open this bar, and they wanted to open a bar called Cocktails and Dreams.
Oh shit!
And I remember this because it's the stupidest fucking bar name I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would never go to this bar. And he's like, I can see it in neon. I was like, that's so dumb. So it's still in my brain. But I'm watching this movie and I'm like, why is there a cocktail reference? I don't get it. I guess whatever. Maybe Taika Waititi's a big fan of 80s
MCU
movies,
does that. MCU likes to sneak in Easter eggs from all kinds of shit.
And that's fine, but I'm just curious as to why.
Because they can.
Weird.
Usually they do references to Easter egg references to stuff that the director's done before, or stuff that the actors have done before.
Well, this would have been more appropriate in our last live stream where we talked Tom Cruise. It's weird. So I have to get into some of the things I didn't like about this.
Absolutely.
One of those things is my fault.
Okay.
I accidentally saw this movie in 3D.
Dude, me fucking too.
Really?
On accident.
It was an accident. I didn't even know they fucking do 3D movies anymore.
I was so mad because like Whoa Pizza's asked if the plot to Thor is similar to Cocktail.
It is not similar to
not
Cocktail.
Even close.
Cocktail is a fucking weird movie. I would say go see it, but like don't. I mean,
I wouldn't recommend it either.
It's whatever. It's weird.
But
yes, go on.
I bought my ticket well in advance, and I made sure because there was all kinds of different whatchamacallit, showtimes, and I went to the local theater up here that's one of those like dine-in theaters where you can order food and everything. And I didn't want to do that. I just was gonna pick up fucking Taco Bell on my way.
Right.
And I picked my, the perfect time for me for after work, and then not to get home too late. And I was like, all right, cool. But I didn't click IMAX. I thought I picked the fucking regular. So when I get there, I'm like, where's my ticket? He's like, oh, okay. And here's your 3D glasses. And I went,
I had the literal fucking same reaction. The same exact reaction, because I fucking hate 3D movies. And Woe Pieces is right here with me. Dine-in theaters are the fucking worst, and I avoid them at all costs. But
why? I like them.
I hate them. I just went and I saw the black phone at a dine-in theater, and there's like a little light that's on next to you all the time. Things are shuffling around. I fucking hated it. It was really annoying and distracting. But I had the same thing where I straight up looked at showtimes, and I'm like looking around. I was like, no. Oh, I found the perfect one. And I clicked it, bought the ticket. I legitimately did not realize they do 3D movies anymore. My ass strolls into the theater. Nobody's there. And I get my ticket. He like, boop. And I start to walk. He's like, wait. And I was like, what? He goes, here you go. And he hands me glasses. And I was like, oh, fuck.
That's exactly what I said.
I was like, oh, God, I didn't want to throw up today, but here we are.
Bro, I was so mad because, like, listen, it's never perfect. There's always weird, blurry shit going on that pisses me off.
It's so gimmicky, and it typically looks bad.
Well, yeah, not only that, but all of the trailers weren't in the correct 3D either. They were in the other 3D because there's two types of 3D for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
So my glasses didn't work. So the whole time I'm just like,
They did the trailer for the new Avatar movie for me, and I was like, I'm gonna actually vomit on somebody today. It was and it's too much. It's too fucking much. I do have to say, I finally got used to it. A lot of 3D films are like, they look bad, they're kind of dark, and they can be flickery and stuff. This one didn't really suffer from that, and I did get used to it. But man, it did take me a minute to get into it. It's just terrible. So I'm glad we both had that horrible ass experience together. I have to say as well, too much Guns N' Roses in this movie.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying.
There's a Guns N' Roses needle drop every 15 minutes.
Well, it's because in Thor Ragnarok, they had a really fucking awesome, 80s hair metal music moment.
Yeah.
And the internet fucking went crazy about that. Memes out the asshole.
So they're just trying to create more meme moments.
I think so. I think they're just trying to
lame.
Create meme moments.
Well, it was just, I don't know. It's bizarre. Like whatever. One, I get it, but they played like 4 different Guns N' Roses songs, but it's always at like big moments.
Yeah. Of
so
course.
in my head, the entire soundtrack is just Guns N' Roses.
Might be.
Which sucks. I mean, Guns N' Roses are fine. I have no problem with them. But when you hear it over and over and over again through the whole movie, and I'm sorry, this is another weird thing. One of the kids, not a spoiler, one of the kids from Asgard was like, it has his name, but he's like, no, call me Axel. And they're like, no, Astrid, that's a cool Asgardian name. He's like, call me Axel. And I'm like, nobody wants to be actually named after Axl Rose.
Right.
Please stop. For your future and your safety, stop it.
Also, so like you can either say that you're named after Axel, not even, but you've chosen to call yourself after Axel, the weird fucking singer of Guns N' Roses, or a car part.
2 horrible options.
Right.
Axl Rose fucking sucks as a human.
Yeah.
Whatever about his music abilities, you have your own opinion. He's not a great human.
No, and
I thought that was weird.
I mean, he was a great musician on recordings 40 years ago. But on stage,
no. We started, not to get too off topic here, he started a riot in Montreal.
What?
It's like Montreal, Toronto, because he like showed up like hours late to the show. I think he came on and played like one song or something, got pissed and walked off stage, and they fucking rioted. I think they were playing with Metallica or something, and the people rioted. I don't blame them. Fuck Axl Rose.
Right, what a dick bag.
Hot take in 2022. But so that was weird. But
yeah, I didn't love that. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of small things that I mean, it was fine. That's my overall consensus for Thor: Love and Thunder. It was fine. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Like I said, for me, solid B-.
Yeah, I was entertained. I wouldn't give it a score necessarily. Yeah, I mean, whatever, B, I guess, because I don't really have context in any of this stuff. But lots of people are saying that like, whatever, phase 4 of Marvel, which I have no idea about, is like wayward and aimless. And yes, Doctor Strange, as previously discussed, I did not like. I thought this was miles better than Doctor Strange.
Yes,
and more entertaining. Had a lot more momentum, better paced, et cetera, et cetera. So where does that come into play? Like from your perspective,
Doctor Strange?
Well, this in terms of the trajectory
Overall.
of the MCU.
Well, okay. So the thing that I've been hearing, because I used to pay way more attention than I do now. I like to just be along for the ride now, but I haven't really paid attention to what movies are coming out in Phase 4. But I know they're going to be going after like the multiverse type stuff and exploring that a lot. And of course, they're going to get to the X-Men and Fantastic Four. But the problem is that I've been hearing, anyways. I don't know. I'm not a fucking MCU insider, but I've heard that Disney is really starting to try and to push their influence a little bit, which is like on par for Disney because they can't just leave well enough the fuck alone and let this multi-billion-dollar entity in Marvel do the thing that got them multiple billions of dollars, and just like, no, we need to put our finger in everything.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's a good point. And Will Pizza's here in the chat. Remember how
Yeah.
you didn't like that you had to watch movies to know what's going on? Now you have plus needing to watch all the shows. Yeah, that's a good point. You have to watch so much fucking material to stay involved with this
To
universe.
be fair, to play not to be fair, actually, to play the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to watch the same amount of movies plus the TV shows. The TV shows are actually taking the place of some movies. Because it used to be
Okay.
like 5 or 6 movies or some shit like that a year, and now it's like 2 or 3 a year,
Okay.
plus a couple of Disney Plus shows. Now,
Right.
some of them aren't related at all, and I know that this particular movie pretty much exists on its own, without really playing into the rest of Phase 4. I think I know Taika Waititi said something about that, where he's not really playing with the multiversal stuff. This is just kind of his own thing, sort of, as much as MCU films can go.
Well, that is what I liked about this movie too, because Doctor Strange, I kept up with it enough, but yeah, I felt like I was missing some pieces. With this movie, I could just come in and eat my popcorn,
Yeah,
yeah, fuck
that's
with my
fair.
3D glasses for a couple hours, and
and yeah, totally.
and
Every
get
5
through it
minutes,
and-
you're like,
yeah, for sure, yeah, because like if they don't sit, it was an interesting experience, but I felt like I left the theater knowing what the fuck happened.
right. And like Will
So
Pizza
that was
points
nice.
out, like, if you only care about Doctor Strange, you're definitely going to be confused about Wanda's story from WandaVision. And that's I tried warning you, and I guess it didn't really matter to you that
It
much.
didn't
but-
matter that much to me, to be honest with you, not to rehash all that, but it didn't really matter to me. Maybe because I don't give a fuck about any of this.
That's fair.
Is why is why. Not that, like what
Also,
you like, but it's
I
not
feel like
typically
at
my
this
thing.
point, and anybody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like at this point you're not seeing Marvel movies unless you've seen the rest. Like
Probably.
maybe the most recent Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man, but like people are not going to see Thor unless they fucking know who Thor is.
Unless you're
I
as dumb
feel
as
like.
me.
Well, unless you're, the friend of an MCU fan who has a podcast about films. So
The things I do for you, Dave, I swear, man.
Will Pizza says Doctor Strange is great for Raimi directing. We're not gonna hash out that movie again just yet, but
I agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
I disagree with every ounce of my being, because Sam Raimi did not do that movie justice at all, because it was too goofy for the tone that the script had.
Conversely, the Sam Raimi-isms in Doctor Strange are my favorite things about that movie.
Yeah.
Moving on. Yeah, overall, I mean, this is if you know what's going on, it's a recommend. Or if there's literally nothing else in the movie theater you want to see,
Mhm.
and you want to go to a movie, yeah, fuck it, go see it. Get ready for a lot of Guns and Roses, I guess.
Yeah. And my take on that is from the MCU side of things, MCU fan side of things.
Yeah.
Go see it because we know you're gonna. But don't expect a lot. Don't expect too little either. Middle of the
Don't
road.
see it in 3D unless you
Don't
hate
see
yourself.
it. Double check your fucking tickets.
Oh, that's a good question, Mod. If that's a good question, I don't know. What would you have to say about this? I wouldn't go see something
Is
like
it
this
worth
normally.
paying for or waiting? That's a good question. I want to say it's worth paying for, just because like I like going to movies and it's not a bad one, so you're not wasting your time or money. But yeah, that's fair. Well, pizzas. He says he's seen 3 movies in this last year, and now he's starting to like watching movies at home. Tough justifying time and money now with an 8-month-old baby. So like, yeah, I get it if you got other things going on.
No, we're giving you
First
a million
Mod.
caveats here.
Listen,
Waste your money or not. Give it to us straight.
No, it's not a waste of money. Go see it in theater just because you can.
Okay, stay home because I don't like the outside and I don't want anybody to have to experience it. That's my recommendation. Save your money.
Yeah, Will Pizza's missed our Top Gun discussion last week. It was definitely worth seeing in theater.
That's worth seeing in theaters. You know what's definitely
Absolutely.
not worth seeing in the theaters?
What?
Jurassic Park Dominion, and I'm fucking glad I didn't.
Dude, fuck you. Let's fucking get into it because I agree. If that was a good fuck you, not a bad fuck you. Does Armand have a trailer for this one too, or was it just for Thor?
Yeah. No, he's got a trailer for this one. To be clear,
Hit
that
it!
was the best of fuck yous to me.
Yeah. It was absolutely.
We can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her. That's our job.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist.
We're subordinate to it.
Listen. Listen. I'm just gonna dive right the fuck in. This movie's not even about dinosaurs.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my good things about this movie really quick.
Chris Pratt was in it.
That's not on my list.
It's on my list.
My actual good thing is there's some cool scenic shots and interesting nighttime dinosaur shots. My second thing, oh, just kidding. That's it. That's literally all I liked.
Listen, I only liked Chris Pratt.
Makes one.
There's one scene where a dinosaur comes in and snatches a guy off a fucking scooter. That was cool. Past that, yeah, Chris Pratt didn't even like Chris Pratt. Listen, you could tell that he phoned it the fuck in.
Everybody phoned it in.
They totally did. And I don't know if that's because they phoned it in or the direction was horrible. Because what's his name? Colin Trevorrow or some shit like that.
Yeah.
He fuck, man.
Dude,
He must have directed them terribly because there's no way Laura Dern is that bad.
Thank you. Yes. To start here, this movie is not about dinosaurs.
No.
It's about like GMO bugs and a fucking
Yeah.
clone, a human clone.
GMO locusts
Yeah. It
and
sounds
a fucking
dumb.
human clone.
Yes, and it sounds dumb when I put it like that because it is dumb, and that's exactly what the movie is. Like dinosaurs are just
Jurassic
part of a
locust world.
yeah. Jurassic
Exactly. That's exactly
it's
what
true.
it is.
Oh, dude, it's literally dinosaurs are just part of an obstacle course for this.
They're like barely.
Kind of. It's oh, dude, this movie should have been about like how dinosaurs like are living in our modern world and like interact with them, and they try to shoehorn this like VO kind of thing at the end, but that's
Yeah.
not what this movie is.
No, it's not
I'm
about dinosaurs
sorry.
at all.
Full-blown spoilers for this movie because there's not really a movie to talk about. It's just
No.
a series of things happening. Hawk Rules, Goldblum, God, they gave him a bunch of shit. There's a lot of weird humor in this, and the only things I actually laughed at were two lines that were Jeff Goldblum lines because
Yeah.
he can deliver shitty dialogue, but dude,
Listen, he
oh my God.
he had moments where like he was like, I'm gonna try. And then the very next scene, he's like, nah, I'm not gonna try.
He's like, I'm waiting for my lunch break.
Right.
Fuck
They-
this.
Every single one of them phoned it the fuck in. And
Mhm.
I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get over how the movie is not about dinosaurs. How are you gonna have a dinosaur movie not about fucking dinosaurs?
Dude, it's literally it's so fucking baffling. And like I get maybe they like ran out of dinosaur plot lines or something, but like also either don't make the movie or fucking workshop it, dude. Take to the internet, go on Reddit or something.
But they didn't even use the fucking plot line right in front of them.
The most
the dinosaurs
obvious
are
plot
out
line.
in the wild.
It's the most obvious plot line. And they were like, nope.
Right.
we
I'm
want
just-
human clones and just fucking locusts.
I'm just imagining the workshop for that where they're all sitting around and somebody's like, what should we make this movie about? No, it's the third one of this series. Some guy's like, the dinosaurs, you're fired, get out.
Who let this guy in here? What is this,
And then-
amateur hour?
and somebody goes, bugs. Yes. Big bugs. Big bugs.
Oh my God, more. Genetically modified big bugs.
And they eat crops.
Write it. Here's
Yes.
$1 million. Write it.
Cut,
Dude,
print.
that shit was I actually feel like people don't pay to see this movie.
Do not.
Do not pay to see this movie.
No.
But if it ever comes on some sort of streaming, get really drunk and watch this. It's really fun. It's the weirdest fucking thing.
Listen,
and I feel bad. Sorry, go ahead.
I was say, if you want to get trashed, you should play a drinking game, which is take a shot every time you're disappointed in this movie.
Have the EMT on speed dial. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
It's bafflingly bad. And I do feel really bad. Specifically Laura Dern. I love Laura Dern so much. And they give her the fucking worst like lines in this stuff.
Listen, I noticed something. They made her do exactly what Bryce Dallas Howard does in this one and the second one and the first one, which is suck major butthole. She is not good.
No.
Because Bryce Dallas Howard is not good. And I'm not sold on Bryce Dallas Howard as an actor in general, but she overdoes everything. I mean, well, yeah, but like if you notice that in every one of the 3 Jurassic World movies, there's at least one time where Bryce Dallas Howard does the run. Calm yourself just a little bit. I know it's dinosaurs, but aren't you used to it by now?
Will Pizza's in the chat. I do give this movie credit because I don't think, unless it's just was so bogged down and stuff, I don't think they left a sequel teaser in this.
No, I mean, I didn't. And they did say this is the end of the series.
Well,
multiple times they've said that out loud.
I hope. I just feel bad that it's the end and like fucking Laura Dern and Sam Neill up in here. And obviously Jeff Goldblum. It's like, and you gave him nothing, dude. You gave him nothing. Like there's really, really strange humor they tried to put in, but there's also no tension in this movie at all. It's like the Fast and Furious because they won't kill main characters. We both know that. They're not going to take any chances. And the action is completely inconsequential. Planes are crashing and dinosaurs are eating and people are running and shit. Nobody gets hurt.
Nope.
It literally doesn't change the plot at all.
Well, except for that one dude who gets eaten off a scooter.
Well, fuck that guy. But
yeah, that's fair. Fuck that guy.
But it changes nothing with the plot, and it's literally my eyes were just glazing over because it's action for action's sake, and it doesn't matter for anything.
Listen, normally, I'm all about preserving people's like ability to go into a movie spoiler free, but fuck this movie. How on earth did they have fucking Rexy die and then all of a sudden not be dead?
Just
like
because
it's the T-Rex is clearly fucking dead because it like and its eyes are like dead and all of a sudden it and blinks like come it's just let it die.
So I guess we didn't really say this. Also, I have to respond to the chat here. This would have been an incredibly better movie if it was Wayne Knight, if it was Newman. It was behind the whole thing. There's a bunch of like
wait, he comes like all of a sudden like the lights are flickering because the dinosaur just came through and all of a sudden the door and you just hear
Yes, dude. They even have the Barbasol can. There's a bunch of stuff from like the original movie that just felt so. Thank you. I did not remember his character's name. Thank you. Pieces in the chat. They do have the Barbasol can. There's a bunch of callbacks to the first one, which also lead to nothing because fuck this movie. But
they tried to do fan service moments and it didn't fucking work at all.
Oh my God. So the actual plot to this movie, if anybody is actually wondering, this company called Biosyn is like this evil company with a CEO who looks a lot like Tim Cook from Apple.
I was gonna say.
So it's like this evil company and they like genetically modified some locusts who have like run amok and they're spreading around the world, whatever. And so to solve this problem, there's a clone girl that Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have kept secret from Biosyn. So Biosyn has to steal the clone girl to get her DNA to solve their other I don't know. It's like stupid.
But here's the thing. In the plot, okay, so you kind of trailed off there, but They want to find this human clone girl
Yeah. Help me.
to steal her.
Yeah.
And when like she eventually does get taken, we found out that the I forget his name now. The Asian guy from the first Jurassic
Oh,
Park.
BD Wong. I know the actor's name. I don't know the character's name.
BD Wong, who was in the first one, who helped genetically create the dinosaurs, or whatever. He's in this one also because he's in the new series, and he's like, I needed her so I could solve this problem, which explains why he is there, kind of doing this thing behind Biosyn's back. But we never find out why Biosyn, the evil company, wants the clone girl.
That's actually a good point.
Why?
Dude, it's so bonkers. It doesn't make sense because this whole movie is just like, it was just shit out, and it's just like, hey, what's the weirdest plot we can have so that all our legacy characters come back, and then we can, just shoehorn everybody into this movie. And they came up with the most convoluted, undinosaur related plot they possibly could. I also hate a lot the will they won't they dynamic between Grant and Sadler.
Oh God.
That is not as compelling as this movie thinks it is. I don't care.
Nope.
And they make poor Laura Dern say so much dumb shit. They make everybody say so much dumb shit. I don't care about Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard in this movie because they were born into these films from the Jurassic World series, and I don't care. But you're making our beloved 93 characters say the dumbest shit. You know what I really hate about this too?
What's that?
On top of a lot of things,
you mean
they
everything?
do that everything top to bottom except those couple scenic shots.
Right.
I hate the third act culminates in two dinosaurs fighting and our main characters having to escape amidst a dinosaur fight again.
Hey, hang on. Excuse you.
What?
It's 3 dinosaurs fighting.
Well, okay, so like Freddy Krueger comes in, Yes. Am I wrong? It's Freddy Krueger. He has like his he's a knife. He's knife hands.
Wow.
He's a knife hands dinosaur.
Oh,
It's awful, dude.
bad.
Knife hands. So Freddy Krueger, he bitch slaps a deer early in the movie, just swipes him out of existence, and then he shows up for the third act to fight. That's how dinosaurs look to me. To fight other dinosaurs with his knife fingers. It's insanity. There's a whole bunch of insane things that happen in this movie. I literally have a list of insane things. Do you want to hear my list?
I bet you do. You know what? Let's just hear
Okay.
it.
So Freddy Krueger was number 1. Number 2. Sorry.
Okay.
Number 2, laser pointer dinosaurs. Did you notice this? Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, but that's because that's how they did that in the second one, the second Jurassic World.
I saw the second one. Technically, don't remember it. Literally any of it.
So
I have no idea what happened.
They trained fucking raptors to attack whatever they were shine a laser pointer on. So
they're cats. They're killer cats.
Yeah.
Less cute, less fluffy. Have the same amount of attitude, probably. Anyway,
yeah,
laser pointer dinosaurs, really dumb. They didn't put lasers on the dinosaurs. I would have loved that. I would have absolutely fucking loved that if the dinosaurs had lasers and were like, just go full blown B movie with this and have the dinosaurs actually be.
Well,
that'd be
in
great.
The second one, I don't know if you remember, but they put cameras on the dinosaurs' heads.
Sure. I don't remember that. I don't remember anything from that stupid fucking
No,
movie.
what pizzas? They did not put lasers on the dinos. They just aimed the dinos using the fucking laser pointers.
So they made Laura Dern say Dr. Ian Malcolm slid into her DMs, and I full body cringed a little bit because not even she could sell that line. That made me say, uh-oh. Anyway, moving on from that, Owen rides his motorcycle onto a moving plane that is about to take off. I guess he's on a 8,000 cc motorcycle. He's
That's some
outrunning
F9 shit
dinosaurs
right there.
It's true. He's outrunning dinosaurs, but also catching up with a plane about to take off with an open cargo hatch. It's insanity. I laughed a lot. Also, Owen later in the movie
Mhm.
chokes out that poison spitting dinosaur from the original.
Oh,
You know, that
yeah.
like spreads his thing and like shakes and like spits
Yeah.
poison. Owen, Chris Pratt, I think, wrote this himself. Where he's like, I'm just gonna go in and that dinosaur is gonna be scary. You remember how scary the first one was? It's gonna be scary, but I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna fucking choke it out, right? Right? Write it.
Yeah. And like Chloe on the chat says, go on get. He literally said that in the fucking movie. He literally is like, go on get.
Dude. Oh,
I mean, he might as well just been like, oh, fick.
Another thing I noticed, which I hated, it towards the end dinosaur battle.
Yeah.
So the big T-Rex or whatever dinosaur it is, it comes into like the battle arena or whatever towards the end.
Like, yeah.
But its head goes past the circular
Oh, that
waterfall
one was
thing.
sick. That was the only part of the movie that
I hated that so much.
I loved that part. That was so cool to me.
I hated that because I was like, it just felt so lame. If that was the only little nod in an otherwise great movie, I would have been like, oh, cool. But it's such a lame movie, and they do that, and I was like, can I turn this off now? Can I just turn this off? I get nothing out of this.
Will Pete says they did not have the original T-Rex return because it never left. So
It's just there.
it's just there. It's in there all the time. They can't leave it out because it's their it's their only thing that matters. So
I have one other thing that I thought was weird. This is my
okay.
last. I mean, there's lots of things.
Of course.
But this is the last one on my list. So Maisie is the name of the clone girl.
Yes.
She's also her own mother. To be like, so her DNA
Yes.
was cloned from. How do I explain this? Her
She-
mother took her own DNA and then used herself. She had gave birth to herself, essentially.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Anyway, but Maisie, she dies. The mother, like I guess, dies earlier
Some
in the
genetic
film.
disease, yeah.
But Maisie has an Australian or has an accent, has her mother's accent still.
Yeah. Mhm.
It didn't make clear how long in the movie. It seemed like she was born and then her mother died shortly after. How did she get the same accent as her mother?
I don't think so. Her mother was dead before the first one even came out. Or I mean, chronologically speaking.
Yeah.
And she was already like, I think she was in the second one. I think, not the first one. Now that I think about it. And in the second one, she was already like 10.
Oh, okay. That was not clear to me. So it's like, I guess accents are genetically coded.
Yes. Listen, this is this is why we can't have nice things, but also in a movie that should have been about dinosaurs, it fucking wasn't. So
This movie thinks you're stupid, by the way. Not you specifically, all of
No,
us.
yeah,
It thinks its audience is fucking stupid. And
Oh, yeah.
that's like they do that thing where at the end they have like by the way, I'm sorry, another thing. The entire plot revolves around saving the world from these locusts and stuff. That doesn't happen like in the narrative. That just happens as a montage at the very end.
yeah.
That's not even part of the actual
No.
story. It ends before that.
Yeah.
But at the end, they have this voiceover like, oh, and dinosaurs when they, came and like they live cohabitate. It's like you're trying to tell a story that you didn't actually tell. You're trying to convince me this movie is about something bigger when it wasn't, and you put no work into it at all.
It's like they wrote the whole thing. They're like, all right, and then somebody goes, the same guy that got fired before. He's like poking his head back and he's like, you guys, did you resolve the locust thing or get the fuck out?
Write it though. Do some voiceover or something.
Got a good point. Somebody just throw in a voiceover. Just say they solved it. That's fine.
Oh, it was so bad. I laughed a lot, but I felt bad a lot. mostly for our legacy characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Pratt kind of asked for this. So did Bryce Dallas Howard. You kind of asked for this. Sorry. You
How?
tried, probably, but
I mean, listen, I have conflicting thoughts on Chris Pratt. Not that I want to get into any of that right now, but World Pizza's in the chat should have been about nanomachines, Newman returning, and lasers on dinos.
they should have gone full B movie with this. They should have, and I would have liked it so
Listen,
much more.
At the very least, this movie should have been about dinosaurs.
He had one job, dude.
My
One
God.
fucking job. Unbelievable. A dino nuke.
Instead of blowing up like a nuke does, it just all of a sudden a bunch of dinosaurs appear out of
We genetically
like-
modified the the dinosaurs to be thermonuclear.
like fucking Godzilla.
It's a Godzilla prequel. This is how it all connects. Whatever.
Oh.
Missed an opportunity for a giant universe crossover.
Yeah.
Why don't we write these movies, Dave?
I don't know. I have conflicting thoughts on Chris Pratt because he's done said questionable things apparently. I don't know.
I
But
have no idea.
I did serve him one time and he was super sweet.
Oh, good.
So that was cool. But I have no conflicting thoughts on Bryce Dallas Howard because I have yet to see her be let me rephrase. I have yet to see her be good in anything I've seen her in.
Fair enough. She is a good director. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. Stick to directing.
Right. Have you seen that? Not to derail this completely, but have you seen that Black Mirror episode she directed?
Yes. And she was also
It's
in.
good. Oh yeah, I guess she was.
Yeah.
She was in it.
She was okay in that. She wasn't terrible.
I thought the directing was great.
Yeah, like I said, stick to directing. That's fine. That's fine. You can be good at directing and not good at acting. That's fine. Stop trying to be an actor. Listen, the only reason why she's an actor is because her dad is a famous fucking director who was an actor at some point.
It's true. He
Happy Days.
Opie, yeah, and from Andy Griffith's show.
Was he?
What, were you not around in the 1940s, Dave? Jeez.
I'm like, what? Can you
The fuck are you talking about?
I'm not there with you on that one.
Well, I mean, give your take, but don't see this movie unless you're really drunk.
Like I said,
and
make
with
it a
friends.
drinking game. If you feel like going to the hospital, make it a drinking game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like, listen, don't see this movie. Like,
if you appreciate the legacy of Jurassic Park, you're just gonna ruin it for yourself.
like, listen, the way
If I'm being honest.
the way I look at it is, if you are a Jurassic Park fan,
Mhm.
Jurassic World, the first one was good. I like Jurassic World, the first one. I know you're iffy on it.
It was fine. I did see that in the theater.
Jurassic World 2, I think is a pretty good movie until the end, and then I'm like, wait, what happened? That's
Again, don't
stupid.
remember it very well, but I know I hated it.
So this one, don't go see. Just don't see it. And just leave it at the actual Jurassic Park. And
Yeah.
that's it. Don't go see anything else.
So, yeah,
That's-
literally don't waste your time.
That's how I feel about it. It's not great. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be out of theaters here soon,
Mhm.
but yeah, don't even waste your time unless it's you're with some friends who also like shitty movies and could get drunk to them. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Hawk Rose 13. We are not going to be discussing Scream losing to Rob Zombie's Halloween because
Oh, Wendy's bringing it up. Hawk
Listen,
rules.
too bad. It's set in stone. We can't.
We have two willing participants here.
That's fine. You should have been
Um,
here last week when we actually hashed it out, and I won anyway. I won for a second time.
If anybody's up in here on the chat or watching us, our episode, the last podcast episode we
Yes.
did, if anybody has any idea, or if you're watching, if you know, we do a podcast called First Price Films. We
Mhm.
take two movies from the same genre separated by at least a decade, and we battle them against each other
Yeah.
to see who wins. So this week, on Monday, a new episode came out, which is sci-fi. We did Inception
Inception.
versus the original Total
Total
Recall from 1990. But a couple weeks before that, minus our break right before the 4th of July, we did a little episode on slasher movies.
We sure did.
I chose the original Scream, and Dave chose 2007's Halloween, directed by Rob Zombie.
Yes.
Spoilers, but kind of spoilers, whatever. It won. Halloween
won.
2007 won, and we have
Yes.
a lot of dissension here. I got some phone
Hang on.
calls.
Listen,
I got a lot of texts.
We have, as of right now, we have you and 2 people in the chat. And last week, it was the entire chat against you. So
It wasn't so much against me. It was just like, no, I don't know. I think Scream's kind of a nostalgia thing. It's not. It's a great movie.
no, it's just nostalgia.
It's a great
It's
great
straight
slasher.
nostalgia. No,
I
it's not
straight up-
either.
You didn't understand the movie.
Listen, there's nothing to in slasher movies. There's nothing to understand. Or is there a slasher killer and that's the end of it?
No, what?
Then
That's not. No, you're boiling a genre down.
Scream
to,
is the only movie, is the only slasher movie that
Mhm.
you can sit there with a straight face and go, "Well, you didn't get it." That's the only one. You can't do that with anything else
I disagree.
slasher related.
I disagree with that, actually.
By the way, Will Pizzas, I totally get it. I just did not think it was a good slasher movie. I thought it was a good movie and it was a good comedy. I did not think it was a good slasher movie.
You're wrong.
And I understand that it's a meta commentary. You can go all day long with pizzas, but it's already set in stone. We can't undo the episode.
No,
It
the
already
episode will
won
never be
first prize.
undone. Yeah, no, I already wrote Dave out of my will because of that episode. So it's dark times ahead for the rest of the season. But we are getting into more horror centric episodes
In season
here
2, yeah.
in season 2, obviously. But next week we're doing an episode on alien invasion horror.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're talking Signs versus A
Yes.
Quiet Place.
Yes.
It was rather contentious in a way. They're both good movies.
It was not as contentious as episode 4 with
No.
the slash movies.
No, that might be the most contentious of the season. Maybe.
Listen,
I don't know. I don't want to spoil or anything.
well, I mean, all we're doing is, if at the most, we're making people want to go listen to it, which you should, because
Go check it out.
um
I agree. Sorry, I agree with Hawk Rules here in the chat. The original Halloween could have given it a run,
listen,
but you didn't choose it, Dave.
the original Halloween could have given it a run. The Rob Zombie Halloween 2007 won. So
Dumb. Very dumb.
this also feels like you called people and were like, "Help me out here."
I'm not saying I made some phone calls and begged and paid a little bit of money out of my own pocket to have people up in here defending me. But if they are up in here defending me and they happen to get some money from me via wire transfer,
totally what
that's
happened.
fine. It's fine.
Gore
Agreed.
doesn't equal scary though. Yeah, you're right. Neither does humor. So
But humor augments
but,
and can heighten
uh,
when
uh,
used
uh,
conversely
wait,
with horror.
no, wrong.
Whatever. You uncultured swine.
How can you tell me with a straight face that you can be laughing at something and then scared by the exact same thing you're laughing at?
You can be laughing at something and scared by the same thing you're laughing at.
False.
Okay. That's your opinion. Thank you. Well, pizza's in the chat. The humor does contrast the horror. And that's what I think works for me.
But that's fine.
It's
if you
kind
like
of
it,
like
I'm not hating on the people that like it. So y'all can calm down.
so in
but-
my opinion, and you might be able to agree with me on this, Dave. We might be able
Okay.
to find some common ground here. Okay.
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead. It's
Uh-huh.
undeniably a comedy film,
Yes.
but a really good zombie movie with really
Yeah.
good scares.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Therefore, comedy does not take away from scares because there's some really great scares in there, and it can enhance the genre.
Listen,
tropes.
but here's where you're wrong there, because that movie was not a scary zombie movie.
Yeah, it was.
It was a funny zombie movie.
I think it was both.
I don't think so.
You felt no tension when they're tearing apart each other and they're like stuck in the bar and like the mom gets bit. Like that's a horrifying situation.
No, because every 5 minutes there's a new laugh, and laughs by nature take away from the tension of something scary. That's the whole point.
I don't think
That's
you
why,
appreciate
like,
nuance.
Listen, I appreciate nuance as much as the next guy, but what I'm saying is I have never Wendy, that's a fair point, but my point is this.
There's plenty of scary moments. Yeah.
If you're scared at something, you laugh to dissipate the fucking scariness.
Maybe not dissipate, but maybe give you a moment of No, and not necessarily lessen the scare, but take you off guard, pull you out of a different zone, so then when the horror comes back, it hits even harder.
Well, here's the thing. And Will Pizza saying Sean that has scary moments though. There's a difference between the movie having scary moments and being a scary movie. And Scream was not a scary movie. Period. There was no point in Scream that I was scared by. None.
I mean, that's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I can't tell you how you feel about stuff, right? Whatever. This is all subjective and stuff. I just find that so wild to me. Because this movie still had some really good scares. Like Scream, the original Scream, still has some really good scares in it. Okay.
Neiman in the chat. Once you laugh, takes a scare factor. Thank you. Because
all right, Nine-Man up in here agreeing with Dave. I see how it is. I see you.
but Will Pizzas, the phone calls were not scary. They were ridiculous and annoying.
The first time I saw those phone calls freaked me out, especially in the beginning. Especially in the beginning. If you come into this having no idea what's going on, it's been parodied to death by this point. Yeah.
Also, in '96, in the theaters, I can see why there would be moments where you'd be like creeped out. Okay. I'm a paid actor, but that's hilarious, man. But okay, so point is, I lost my point. I could see why in '96 it would be funny, or not funny, scary in the moment, and tension filled. But for me, going into a movie trying to decide if it's a good slasher horror movie and having the tension be dissipated every 5 minutes from essentially the entire cast, director, everybody going like this to the camera, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me.
I don't know, man. You're driving me to drink.
Every once in a while, I would have been totally on board. But like literally every 5 minutes, they are like, hey, remember this? Look at this. Huh? Right? No.
Yeah. I mean, I get why it might not work for modern audiences, right? Because even some of the scares, if you've ever seen Us, the Jordan Peele film, I really like Get Out.
I want to see it though.
And Us was fine, but there are some of those comedic moments that do pull me out. So comedy can do that, I think, if not done correctly. But for me, Scream really works in that aspect. It's a lot for our modern sensibilities, I think.
Yeah.
But for the time, it was like, this is the smartest horror movie that's ever come out, and it was. It revitalized horror films.
I get why it did what it did. I get why it's a cult classic. What I don't agree with is that it's a smart horror film.
Okay, man.
I don't agree. I can see why you would think that. I don't agree because I think that you can find a way to comment on the horror tropes in a way that's not so look directly into camera and wink like esque.
Yeah, and maybe seeing it in modern day has kind of like removed from the context of the era completely. I guess I see how you get there. But responding to the chat here, Will Pizzas, Us being a letdown, agreed. I wanted to like that movie. I wanted to like that. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Dave, because I do want you to see it. But
I do want to see it too.
I had so much hope and so much hype going into that movie, and boy, oh boy, was it not as good as I thought it was going to be. I really wanted to like it. I really, really tried to like it way more than I did, and it just didn't deliver. It didn't.
That
Like
sucks.
there's a lot
It
of
looked
setups
like it was really
and a few
good.
payoffs. There's some interesting imagery. There's some cool ideas, but I think Jordan Peele put every idea that he had into it, and it just did not feel cohesive
Oh, that sucks.
to me.
Also, Will Pete says, I will not watch the latest Scream.
You fucking should though. Okay, here's the thing.
I will not gavel. Oh, fick. I'm out of here.
Bitch, are you for real? So you should though. Like so if you don't get it, what you should watch more of them and understand. Get the full
Listen,
scope.
you guys
Scream
keep
5
saying this.
is great.
If you didn't get it, I got it. I just
I
didn't
like the
it.
latest Scream, dude. It's so good.
He should have stuck. Listen, I'm not disagreeing that Rob Zombie's movie was terrible. I agree it was terrible, but it was the better of the slasher films, in my opinion.
Fucking wrong. But man up in here. There's a new Scream. It came out
Yes.
in January. And
Yeah,
it was really fun. I
and-
enjoy. It's not like the best movie I've ever seen in my life, but it's really fun. If you want to go and watch a fun horror movie in the vein of, other Screams and like self-aware meta commentary stuff, it's fun. You see some old characters; they're giving their best. It's a blast. I saw it twice.
Haven't seen it. Not gonna see it. Love
You're
you, too,
done.
ID.
And
Thank
you're
you.
done.
But I'm not gonna see it. It's definitely a cash grab, as is the next two that are coming out.
Okay, so I disagree with the cash grab thing because it's been like 10 years since Scream 4, which was 10 years after Scream 3 came out.
Mhm.
I do think since they greenlighted
Greenlit.
Scream 6 and 7, now they're just. But Neve Campbell is coming back. She noped the fuck out of this series. And then they're like, hey, we're going to give you a shit ton more money and a bigger role. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, girl, get your money. I'm probably going to see 6. I'm not going to lie.
Listen,
I'm going to see 6.
I'm not gonna see anything with the name Scream in the title ever, unless it's on the show.
Now you're just being a dick.
Because listen, yes, thank you.
Oh
Silver
my
Thunder!
God!
Yes,
Silver Thunder up in the chat,
Fucking-
fucking cutting me down,
Yes!
son.
Oh,
It's my
listen.
fucking nightmare.
The
come to life.
cavalry has arrived. Thank you,
hate
Silver
this.
Thunder. This is
I love you.
fantastic.
I hate this. We're still
also,
on this shit. It's been a
listen,
fucking week, and
listen.
we're still talking about this stuff, dude.
No,
Come
listen.
on.
Will Pizza's in here trying to start fights, and I love it. So he says Scream is an incredibly smart and self-aware series. If it were smart, if
It is.
Scream were smart, there wouldn't have been a third one, because by then people would have started locking their fucking doors.
So, but that's not how it works, my man. That's not how it works. That's not how any of the movies work. Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you, Scream 3 is not that great.
See?
It's not that
Throw
great,
in.
but not because it's the same killers.
Well, no, it is the fact. And I get that it doesn't have to be the same killers. The whole point is it's scary because it could be anybody. I get that. But the
Yeah.
second you have your phone rings and he's like, "What's your
Hey,
favorite?"
bitch.
Click. No, fuck you. First of all, they know that this is happening by now. Everybody in this town knows this is happening by now. You hear somebody call. First thing you're doing, because you're not risking it, is getting
It's not
some
happening
kind
in
of
the same town, though. That's the thing. It's not happening in the same town.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
I
Watch the
understand that
movies,
it's not.
Dave.
I understand that it's not, and I'm not saying that it like you're wrong. I'm saying like, oh, okay, it's an easy way to get around it. So therefore, it's unrelated to the
Oh.
first one.
It's the logical way to get around it. It is related to the first one. Watch the movies, Dave. Jesus.
No, I won't. I won't.
Okay, can we derail this a little bit and go back to talking about Rob Zombie? Because Rob Zombie, if anybody,
Oh God,
do you know what I'm about to talk about?
yes.
The Munsters.
Oh my God.
Rob Zombie's Munsters remake is a movie that's gonna come out in theaters. I wonder how this is gonna go.
I don't
Is,
know. Last thing I want to say, because Will Pizza's trying to pick at me here a little bit. How many times we're going to see dinosaur parks? Haven't they learned a lesson by now? Twice. The answer is twice. It only happens twice, not 6 times like Scream. So you can sod off for all I care.
Although actually, there's lots of dinosaur parks and dinosaur park references. He has the man.
But there's
has a
only
point.
no, he does not. There's only 2 dinosaur parks. The one from Jurassic Park and the one from Jurassic World. After that, there's nothing else.
They're all referenced. No, at Lost World. They're at the old park.
The Lost World and everything that happens between Jurassic Park and Jurassic World is not canon.
That's dumb.
It's not
And I
canon.
hate it.
They said that out loud.
I don't give a fuck if it's canon or not. The movie still happened.
So if Scream had a bad movie that wasn't considered canon and I used that against you, you'd have the same energy.
Well, they're all canon.
I'm saying if
I'm not
they
saying they're all
didn't.
good.
Fair enough.
We're talking hypotheticals.
Let's say somebody was like, you know what, Scream 3 is not actually canon. You'd be like, okay, good, because Scream 3 sucked.
I mean,
right?
It adds to. There is something in there that adds to the lore. It's not the best. I don't watch it. I used to be on TV and I'd watch it, but short of that, I understand what you're saying. I guess it's just whatever. I don't love you make me sound like I'm just standing for like the Scream franchise, and it's not even like my favorite franchise. It's just there's a lot of stuff that really works about it, and not that you have to agree with me completely. But I think you should appreciate or understand the depth.
I'm going to make this clear, and this is the final thing we're gonna say about this fucking movie. Okay,
put this shit to bed, dude.
We're putting this to bed because I'm tired of it. Thank you, Silver Thunder. I appreciate you. So,
ouch.
What fucking sunset? Sunsets or Jurassic Park?
What?
Whoa, pizza in the chat.
Oh.
Sunsets. Listen, you don't understand the kind of power I wield over here. I will block you. So you watch your mouth. Don't you start attacking me in my bed sheets. You fucking dildo.
Thank you, Nye Man. I love you. I'm gonna send you $5 that I probably owe you for that comment.
All right, so listen. The last thing I will say is I appreciate the movie. I appreciate what it did.
Okay.
But it is not, in my opinion, a good, scary movie, period. End of story.
Okay. So the real question here, are you excited for Rob Zombie's Monsters?
God, fuck no. Oh my God, fuck no. I'm so not. Just who gave this man more money? Honestly.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's
Listen, Silver Thunder.
Silver Thunder.
Can you not bring that shit up right now? That was a private Zoom. Okay.
That was some off-stream, literal dirty laundry. Listen, the Monsters. I don't know. I'm interested to see. I'm not going to go see this in movie theaters. I'm interested to see what he does with lighthearted material because, as we discussed in episode 4 with slashers, every Rob Zombie character, no matter what franchise or anything he's dealing with, is fucking garbage.
Yes.
They fucking suck, and he makes a point. He made beloved Halloween character Laurie Strode terrible.
Fucking edgelord Strode.
I was rooting for that man to kill everybody in that movie because everybody just sucks. And I think they kind of forced him. They kind of forced their hand with Halloween, his version of Halloween 2. From what I understand, there's a lot of studio meddling and stuff, which I feel. But yeah, I just don't know what they're gonna do with the Monsters. Like I'm nervous that all the classic characters are just gonna be horrible, abusive, like drunk shit, and screaming at each other, and it's gonna be garbage.
Okay, that whole thing was supposed to be a goofy, campy, lighthearted, like take on like the Addams Family, you know, and Rob Zombie's doing one.
I'm really curious.
First prize mod, no, it's not an actual trailer, it's a teaser trailer.
Oh, if you play that shit though.
Yeah, play it, but it's not a real trailer, it's just a teaser trailer.
Yeah. If you have it, play it by all means.
If you got to pull it up, fucking absolutely play it.
Because if I had to see this, you all have to
if we're going down, everybody's going down.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and well, pizzas, it's not that it's intentional. Oh, sorry. Nope. See, I can't. I can't.
Who asked for this?
No one.
Exactly.
Well,
Club we want. I hate it. Yes. Welcome to the club. Wait, why? Who did this? Who was First of all, who even remembered the Munsters? Like, let's fucking do something else from the past because we have no original ideas.
They must have had the rights to it or something, and like, shit, if we don't do anything with this, we're gonna like lose rights. It's like how they're making Spider-Man movies. So they weren't gonna lose rights to the character.
Oh.
Maybe, but like also like, hey, we're gonna lose rights to this character or these characters. Let's make a movie really quick. Rob Zombie. Let's get that fucking guy to do it.
And
What?
I feel like even his like production team
Hmm.
was like they they got the phone call, the text from him saying like, hey, new movie, and even they were like, oh fick.
Dude, I'm curious as to if oh gosh, what's his wife's name?
I don't know, terrible actress
it's
who
like
gets
Sherry Moon
bullshit
Zombie.
roles.
She is I mean, oh, she's not good. She's in all of his movies, which whatever, it's your wife, you got to do
Yeah.
stuff. But like,
Yeah.
oh, she's not very good. She's not very good.
Well, Pizza
so I'm
says
curious.
the actual trailers on YouTube.
Wait,
I
there's a
didn't-
full blown
I
trailer?
didn't realize that he even started filming yet.
Yeah, no, I know he's been working on it, and I think there was some delays and stuff. I've been hearing about this for a while. But yeah. I'm
It's
very-
2:30. No, we're not gonna watch.
Oh,
that.
I am not gonna sit through
No.
2 minutes
No.
and 30 whole ass seconds
Absolutely not.
of a Monsters trailer.
No.
I
We're
can't.
not gonna-
I don't want to do it. I don't want you all to do it.
No.
You're welcome. I love you. I respect you all. More than that, wanted to
Right.
avoid suicide. We
Man,
can't kill our
is up
mod
here
yet.
fucking
Yeah, we can't
already
kill
hating
Jordan
everything.
yet. It's-
Listen, don't knock student films. There's been some decent ones somewhere, I'm sure, probably.
yeah, whatever. I'm sure most of them are probably bad, and that's fine. I have a bad student film.
I'm in a bad student film.
a handful of bad student films. We're gonna have to watch our bad student films on the stream one
I
time.
don't know what the fuck happened to my bad student film. There was a link for it for years, and then suddenly it just disappeared.
Wait, which one? Which one?
It was the one where it was a silent film where there's no dialogue, and they didn't
Oh no.
actually record any sound at all, and they just ADR'd the whole fucking thing.
I saw some dailies from this.
Mhm.
Because
The dailies look great.
yeah, the dailies looked really nice.
The actual like prison set that they built looks great. It actually
Mhm.
looked great, and some of the shots were great. But
I'm
Listen.
sensing some hesitancy.
the ADR is so bad that I went to put some parts of that on my reel when I was still acting, and it's so bad that I just use stock sounds from whatever freesound.net or some bullshit, and that
Yeah.
sounded better than the stuff that they put in there.
It's man, I'll tell you the thing with
No
student
audio.
films.
Whoa, pizzas, yeah. It was not oops, no audio. It was on purpose, no audio.
I think the thing with student films, somebody pointed out this, like a professor of mine or somebody pointed this out to me pretty early in my college career, is the problem with student films isn't always just how poorly shot they are,
Yeah.
or anything. It is the audio. If you have shitty audio and nobody can hear what you're saying, it makes everything way worse. Like
Mhm.
everything. A bad audio mix can just fucking ruin your movie or any good chances of your vision coming through at all. Things can be like out of focus or maybe the shots are a little wonky, but if you can't hear what's going on, then
Oh, I just remembered the way this
What?
movie. Okay, so the whole point of this movie is that the film that I was in is that me and another prisoner
Mhm.
kind of bond over music and
Mhm.
and as much music as you can get in a prison, which is at first basically just like pounding on the table and a beat, whatever. Both of us pound on the table and a beat.
Yeah.
But then there's like humming that comes in, and I remember specifically the student director saying like, "Yeah, no, I got a guy. He's gonna, he's gonna write like a, a nice like humming thing and beat for the
Mhm.
sound. I'm like, cool, cool, cool. How the fuck are we gonna match that up when we don't know what it is?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, just kind of do whatever, and I'll have him just match you guys.
No, no, that's the wrong way. You should not do that.
Okay, great.
Wool Pizza's in the chat. We discussed this doing a live stream one day where we just watch all of our like live comment on our shitty old projects from like college and stuff that we've done. We've got lots. We are by no means good. Our mods got copies. Jordan's got
Luckily
copies.
for me, only one thing that's like in my eyes shitty, because most of the things I did were shitty, but only one thing survived that I have like copies of.
Oh, I got copies of all my shit. It's gonna be great. You're in one of them. You're in one of my
Yeah.
college shorts.
Yeah, I forgot.
That is.
I blocked it out.
Oh, dude, this is some good stuff. No, that's fun. That's a really fun idea. Cause whatever, we're big embarrassing weirdos.
We wouldn't have it any other way either.
It's true. Yeah, we laugh at plenty of other movies, and I think it's
Yeah.
only fair we laugh at ourselves. I do
Yeah,
have
well,
a
that's the
funny
point, I
story.
think. Yeah.
What's that?
Let's do it. I said that's the point, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. We suck just as much as the movies we're talking about.
If not more sometimes.
Definitely more. I was
Yeah.
being generous.
Fair point. Fair enough.
So I actually got an email from the editor of my thesis film from college, and he's done assistant editing on some like big features and stuff. But he's kind of revisiting this. I guess like I'm over this thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, he's done some work at like Skywalker Ranch, you know.
Oh, wow.
They do a bunch of. He's like, oh, I think I'm gonna have my friends do a remix and a recolor of the short, which is called Last Night in Town. And I said, why? But why? Which it's like flattering. Like, oh, they think it's great and it could be a good this or that. And I'm like, I'm not putting any money into this fucking thing. It's a college movie.
Right.
It's not great. And I don't want to spend any more money on this thing.
Yeah. Fuck that.
So I don't know. It was strange, but I'm like, I want to move on with my life.
Yeah.
Please. Please let me move on from my life.
Like, part of me is like kind of dreading another email from I won't say his name to not like throw him under the bus, but an email from him having anything to do with that original movie that I was in on Amazon.
You know it's coming though.
But here's the thing. There's nothing I can do, man. I'm a good 50 pounds lighter than I was before. It's not. I can't do anything now.
Start bulking up, dog.
Nope. And, no, I'm not
Where
doing
you
it.
at?
I can't do it.
Hit the gym, Dave. Shit. Says Blake.
Our mod in the chat just says you have a guaranteed prequel, First Night in Town. Oh, I love it.
Oh, dude. It's whatever. We're definitely gonna do that. We're gonna definitely do that on one of the streams these days because that would be fun. We're garbage and we make garbage things.
Yes. Awesome things.
So if I could redirect us, can I talk for a second? I mentioned this earlier about having to see the Avatar 2 trailer.
Okay.
In the theater.
Yeah.
In 3D, which was a fucking nightmare.
Oh Lord.
Hey, Nyman, what's up? Bulking for 5 years, my dude. Me too. I've been bulking for 32 years. Got me fucking nowhere, dog. Quit while you're ahead. I love you. So anyway, Avatar 2. Do you care about this?
No.
Okay, me either. I literally don't give a fuck about Avatar. I don't think I've seen even the original all the way through because I kept falling asleep. I mean, I don't do this. I'm not. I stay away from stuff. I tried to see it in theaters in 2009 when I was like in college or 2010, whenever it came out, and I fell the fuck asleep.
Bro, I listen. I loved the first one, and there was a lot of like people. I mean, it's still. I think it retook the highest grossing film of all time. because
Oh, really?
they couldn't handle the fact that Avengers beat them. So they put it back out, and I think it retook the lead. And I remember specifically it being like a really popular film because of the visuals, and I mean the storyline was essentially just Pocahontas, but still,
Right.
it was a really like ahead of its time movie in terms of visual effects and stuff, and James Cameron did a lot with that. Avatar 2 being what, 13 years later.
Like,
Too late, my guy.
get
Too
on
late.
it. Get on it.
late.
I didn't care to start, and now I really don't care.
No.
Like seeing that trailer pop up. I mean, after I got over the initial like, oh fuck, everything's in 3D and this was a horrible mistake. I'm like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anybody. I've literally not. Nobody's mentioned. Nobody talks about Avatar even anymore.
No, because
Like,
it's been 13 years.
and it was just, I don't know. It felt like really gimmicky to begin with. Like,
Yeah. And World Pizza's in the chat making a point that they've already shot Avatars like 3 through 5 as well.
yeah.
Something like that.
Hopefully it goes well. Crossing my fingers.
I don't think it's gonna.
No, I don't think so either. I just don't think anybody gives a shit because it's just like, I don't know. It's been so long, and like the story was just, it's like, it's just generic. It's like a generic Disney plot, and fine, that's great. But like James, yeah, good point. Well, Pizza is James Cameron is gonna get his way, regardless, because he's James
100%.
Cameron. Fine.
Yeah.
Just don't be disappointed when it tanks. And also don't be like Ridley Scott and just start blaming millennials. Like we're in our 30s, doc.
Bro, like
It's
what the
not our
fuck?
fault.
It's not our fault at all. Also,
Make better movies.
I'm gonna say I haven't seen it, so I can't say for sure. But there's one movie that bombed recently that I actually was genuinely thoroughly confused as to why it bombed.
Yeah.
Lightyear.
Oh yeah, it didn't do very good, did it?
It bombed hard, and I'm like, wait a minute, the trailer looks fine, it looks great. Like I would see it, like I would take my niece and nephew to see it.
Sure.
It looked like I'd be fun. I'd be fun. It looked like it'd be fun to go see, and
I agree.
apparently it fucking tanked, bro.
I did see that. I was reading about that, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was like stiff competition from
That's the only thing I could think of
Top Gun?
because
But yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Tim Allen wasn't even a part of it.
It was Chris Evans.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even get that far in my research. That is interesting because one was the last Pixar movie that like bombed in the
I
theater.
can't remember.
I can't either, to be honest with you, because I mean they've put out so much good stuff. Did you see Soul? It might have been a couple.
I did not see. So.
It's so good. It's so freaking good. I love that movie. And I think everybody should see it. I think it's so good, and the music is amazing in it. It's wonderful.
I'm not a big Pixar guy myself.
I wouldn't consider myself that either, but I caught it because it came out around Christmas or something on Disney Plus, maybe during the pandemic. And so I put it on when I was like doing a puzzle and stuff. And I do lots of puzzles, man. Don't you fucking judge me.
No, you're fine. That's your thing. That's cool. I'm not hobby
thing.
shaming. I don't even have any hobbies anymore.
Give me my puzzles, Dave. Jesus. I'm 58 years old, roughly.
Listen, in terms of hobbies go, you have puzzles. I have cars, and one is extremely expensive, and I don't even really partake in the actual hobby aspect of it, which is like going to car stuff. I just modified my car, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Read the Auto Trader. Pick up at the gas station.
Oh,
sounds sick, dog.
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think Will Peace is in the chat bringing this up. Like a lot of Pixar movies just kind of go straight to Disney Plus or like get a same day release as Disney Plus. So why would you go to a theater when you have like 5 screaming children and you can just like whatever, Disney, here's my $15-20 or whatever. take my money and like entertain my kids for a couple hours.
Right.
I get that. I totally
Yeah.
get that.
That could be one of the drawbacks, and
Yeah.
maybe they will make their money back a little bit there. But I was just shocked that a Pixar movie bombed. I don't know.
Well, I heard some interesting things about how like the actual the way it's plotted and like the storytelling. I guess there were some strange choices. I haven't seen it, so I cannot say for sure. We have an uptick of people who've been watching, by the way. So if you're just joining us,
Yeah.
hey, hi, hello,
Hey, what's up?
what's
We
up?
are First Prize Films.
You made a mistake coming here.
I disagree.
I fucking don't. But welcome anyway, and hit up the chat. What have you guys been seeing?
Yeah. What are
What's
some
the movies that
you
have
guys
sparked your interest? I feel like I see a lot of movies, but
Yeah, I mean, we do see a lot of movies. I'm curious as to what movies that are coming out that people really want to see. And there's one
ooh, yeah,
there's one trailer that I saw recently that I know we talked about in the last stream, but I was reminded of it today with a conversation with another
Avatar
friend. But
2. Yeah, I know you're really excited.
could you let me finish my story? God. No, it's Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that too.
That one looked so good for the trailer. I was just immediately hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, I totally agree.
um
Wolf Pizza's
listen,
in the chat.
I'm a little confused because, first of all, I will preface this by saying that my mom and most of my aunts and a lot of my uncles, huge Elvis fans. Like my mom has like Elvis figurines, like statues still to this
Yeah.
day. And they went to one of his last shows ever.
What?
Yes. They went to like his like fourth to last show of ever before he died.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
fucking wild, actually.
Yeah. And my dad went and saw it with my mom and everything, and they said that it was fantastic. They said it was the best movie of the year, that Austin Butler and Tom Hanks should absolutely win Oscars. The makeup department should win Oscars. And Will Pizza's here in the chat saying Tom Hanks plays a fat dude and does a terrible accent for 2.5 hours.
I was interested in I have not seen Elvis. I was interested in seeing it. Despite I'm hit or miss on Baz Luhrmann films. I really am, because I did not like The Great Gatsby very much, but Moulin Rouge is great. It's a great
I
film.
haven't seen either.
Whatever. If you're into the style, cool. And like Romeo and Juliet was like a big breakout for him too. Set in modern era, it's great. It's fun. So I was interested, but I'm hearing a lot of good things about Elvis, so I do want to catch it.
Yeah, I do
Nyman in
wanna
the
see it
chat
too.
bringing up The Bubble. I haven't seen it. I haven't even heard of this movie, so I did a
Wait,
quick
what's
look.
The Bubble?
I looked it up. It looks interesting. Like, I'm not gonna lie. According to IMDb, it's about a group of actors and actresses stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel, and they attempt to complete a film. Which sounds fun. Sounds like a fun
That
premise.
sounds I'm with Nyman on that. That sounds
It sounds like a fun premise to me. But I've never heard of this, so
That sounds like a student film premise to me.
it does sound like a student film premise. It totally does.
That's super student.
But yeah, I do really want to see Elvis though. It looked interesting. I'm a sucker for biopics, especially about music. I don't.
And
like
I know
but
the Presley family was like not only like super happy with this film, but also they were like, you know what, both the manager and obviously Elvis are dead. We're finally going to tell the story about how this man was trash.
Mhm.
Because I heard he actually I didn't hear it until the movie came out, but apparently the manager was an absolute trash human and was like basically stealing from Elvis.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. Just a lot of management at the time, a lot of artists, a lot of big artists were used a lot, and from a lot of different, places and people, and if they it's just like the Judy Garland thing, where it's like she's making a lot of
Yes.
people a lot of money,
Yes.
and so she's got to keep working. So here's like drugs and all the stuff to keep you up, to make you go to sleep, to whatever, make weight or whatever it's got to be. It's fucking terrible, and I can't speak if things have necessarily changed that much, but hopefully they have. But hearing these stories is like, oh, it's heart wrenching.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know anybody like currently in the you know, successful in either music or movie scenes that have you know, managers and stuff. But the whole Thor thing kind of
Mhm.
proves that to me as well, because that actress had all of her scenes cut, and because of that, her old management company is suing her for millions of dollars.
Dude, that's so bonkers, and that has nothing to do with her or her
No.
decisions. Like, how the I don't know. That blows my mind. Um, Obviously, there's been a lot of lawsuits in the last like few years too, with how agents and managers interact, and some of the shady stuff agents were doing, because they're not allowed to have a part in the movie
Right.
that they're selling their clients for,
Yes.
and they haven't. It's like it's a mess.
Yeah.
Or it was a mess. I think they hashed a lot of that stuff out. Um, but yeah, it's terrible. But I'm always fascinated with music biopics and music documentaries in general.
Yes. Yes.
Like, just obsessed.
Speaking of music documentary
Mhm.
that I watched it like 2 or 3 times and I could not get over it for months, was Soaked in Bleach.
Oh, it's great. Yep.
It's
The Kurt Cobain documentary.
incredible. Yes,
Yeah.
incredible. I've never been more sold on a narrative
Yeah.
ever in my life after that.
It's true. I think if Wendy's still in the chat, she would agree that Courtney Love did it.
Oh, no. Courtney Love did not do it herself.
Not herself.
She paid someone for sure to do it.
She's involved.
Oh, she's for sure involved,
She's
but she didn't
definitely
do it
involved.
herself. She had that friend that was living with them do it.
Yeah. Oh, well, Pizza's in the chat. So he brought up like my favorite documentary, I think, of all time. And I've made Dave watch this before because I love it so fucking much. It's a documentary called American Movie.
Oh yeah. Oh my
I-
god.
It's
Hold on.
brilliant.
Why have we've talked about this before. I had notes in my phone about this movie. Did we do something
Really?
with it?
No.
Are
I
you
showed this
sure?
movie. I showed you this movie probably 4 or 5 years ago when you lived here.
Yeah.
We watched it.
I had until recently I had notes in my phone about this movie because we were supposed to be talking about it.
Really? I don't remember having to talk about it like in any official
No, it wasn't like
capacity.
there was no official capacity, but well, Pizza's good Lord, how long ago did you guys watch all these movies in the podcast?
4 years ago.
No, we didn't do this movie for the podcast, but I remember we talked about it, and you were you're telling me how bad it is that you're like you have to pay attention to stuff. We have to talk about it, and so I
Yeah.
paid so much attention I wrote fucking notes.
I love that. I love that about you. This is why I agreed to do a podcast with you.
I had to. What Pizza's? Yes, we do this every week.
Yeah. We'll be streaming every week. But no, I think we did all the production for season 1 split up over March and April of this year.
Technically, we did it from October of last year until.
Oh, so episode 1, yeah. If anybody's actually curious about the podcast itself, which is not like this,
at all,
but it's fun. Check it out.
Yeah,
firstpricefilms.com. Plug.
Plug.
So we decided for our first episode, we're like, hey, let's just like do a sample episode just to see if this actually works. Because Dave and I were like, we don't know. Like, we have a concept and it makes sense in our heads. Is
Right.
this going to be practical to actually do?
Yeah.
So Dave flew out here in October of 2021. And I think we posted some behind the scenes from that record on our Instagram or something.
We did recently, yes.
Yeah. So we spent like, a couple days. We recorded, and then we created all like the transitions. We did everything and put the show together just to see if it would work.
Mhm.
And it didn't, and I quit, and I've never looked back.
Yep. And here we are.
So Dave threatened me and threatened my life that we continue the podcast. So I said, okay.
Yep.
And now we have a podcast. And I'm, definitely not scared for my life.
Yeah, facts.
No. But we did it. we did it in October, and we got through that episode, and then decided like, okay, this is something we can actually do. So we kind of like refined the process from there. But Dave flew out in March of this year, and then April, and we recorded batch episodes. We did a couple over Zoom as well, and all season 2 is going to be
Over Zoom.
Zoom records.
And that's
it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, the reason why we're doing that is because I lived in LA for 4 years, and then I moved back here right before the panorama, and now I decided, actually I've been decided for what, a year now,
Yeah.
to move back to Los
at least.
Angeles. And because of my job, I haven't been able to yet. So we were thinking originally that we were gonna be doing some episodes in person for season 2, but it doesn't look like that's the case. And actually, because things keep getting pushed back, it looks like we might have some Zoom episodes for season 3 too.
Yeah, which is fine because honestly, when we're together in the same room, it's fine. But there's a lot of mic bleed between us.
And I don't know, anybody who listens can attest to this. I have a very loud laugh.
The loudest laugh. The loudest human sound on earth comes out of Dave's fucking mouth when I'm in the same room with him. It's unbelievable.
It's like those decibel comparisons. There's Jackhammer, and then there's fucking 747, and then there's Dave's laugh.
Yeah. I have medical bills piling up. It's I'm in so much medical debt. I'm never gonna get out.
You guys can't see because Blake has headphones on, but he has fucking cotton in his ears to prepare.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
Laughs.
Like somebody could break into my apartment right now and rob me, and I wouldn't hear anything. It's crazy.
Thank you, Wo Pizzas. I appreciate your compliment. I will not be engaging with you about your other comment.
That's also why I like doing this show with Dave, because Dave laughs at all my stupid fucking jokes. It makes me feel like I actually have something to say. It's great.
Listen,
I love it. You validate me.
Listen, but you're very funny, and I just love that you don't know that you're funny, because it makes me laugh probably harder than if you knew you were funny. Laugh.
Pizzas in the chat. It's
cool.
True. Laugh. The story of my laugh. A Dave Holland story. Beautiful. God, I love it. It's a black and white cover, but you were like mid laugh, and then there's like glass breaking in the background. I think that's the movie I want to see.
Pizza's Blake's quick wit one-liners they're unparalleled. Just the way your joke delivery is hilarious.
Thank you. Dave is my personal laugh track.
It's true. Also, I have to say, Wo Pizza's saying laugh should be like the name of my story. It just reminded me that I literally, no joke, the other day, and I already told you this, but I'm telling this basically to the chat. I was in a bad mood, and I, for real, got Live, Love, Laughed by my mom.
Oh my God, yes. Please, can you tell this story? Because I actually am going to use El Baño. So our mod Jordan, if you want to hop in and respond to Dave's story, it's a good one.
Okay, so basically, thanks, Jordan. Blake will be right back. So nobody leave. So thanks, Blorden.
You're welcome.
So basically what happened was I was in a bad mood, and I was really upset about stuff that isn't exactly like in my life, but overall zeitgeist. And my mom doesn't like when I get upset about those kind of things. So later on, after we kind of got into almost an argument, she she kind of cornered me. She's like, "Listen, I want you to remember one thing, okay?" I'm like, "What's that, Mom?" She goes, she looked me dead in the face. She goes, "Live, love, laugh." I literally went, "Okay, Mom."
Oh my Ugg boots! What is wrong with this woman? Sorry.
Listen,
that's
she
bad.
meant well, but she for real live, love, laughed me, and I
Mm.
have been laughing about it ever since.
What's her TikTok? Is she on Instagram? She seems like she'd
No.
be a social media star.
Italian Karen 2020, I think it is.
Italian? No, are you serious?
She makes an appearance in my very first TikTok ever, by the way, because she's
Oh,
she's
no.
so sweet.
All
I
right,
love
let's
my
look it
mom
up.
to death.
What does she do on your TikTok?
So she asked me if I wanted nachos.
Blake, you're out of the show.
And-
Sorry.
She asked me if I wanted nachos, and I got up from my chair. I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I walked over, and it was just blue corn tortilla chips with nacho cheese drizzled over. Oh,
You're describing my dinners. They're
bro.
sad.
You and Dave's mom both
Bro.
eat Hungry Man's for dinner. It's beautiful.
Oh, funny.
Just Dave's
I
mom
feel
eating
like-
MREs and doing TikToks.
Living that life, dog. Somebody's got to. I need more. I think I need another White Claw.
Well, too late. You already sat down.
It's two. I'm not getting up. I also have a flight to catch in like a few hours.
Oh, that's right.
That's gonna be fun. So I have to? Should I be drunk?
Probably not, knowing you and your motion sickness.
You know me well, Dave. You know me
I
well.
do. I'm basically Blake's handler for anybody who hasn't figured that out yet.
True. Somebody's got to be an adult here. Jesus.
Listen, don't. Hey, I didn't say I was an adult.
somebody
Calm
somebody has
down
to have
now.
common sense here. Jesus.
Does somebody from the airport
Again, can
wheel
you-
you to your flight?
Oh
They
yeah,
can,
I'm calling
yeah.
up. I'm calling up one of the things. They'll pick me up at the curb, and I'm just gonna lay there and let them wheel me to the gate. That sounds tight. Can I do that? No.
No.
probably
Listen,
not.
I do like. I don't envy people who need to be in wheelchairs at all until I'm at the
No.
airport. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true.
It'd
I'm
be a lot
not.
less stressful to be wheeled everywhere in the fucking airport.
I'm a stressed out person in general.
That's fair.
So it probably actually stressed me out more knowing that I can't control how fucking fast I'm going. It would.
Yeah, I can see
Like,
you
sir,
being.
can you
I can see
speed
you
it up?
being wheeled, and they're not wheeling you any faster. One of those like beep 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 carts goes by, and you just fucking grab on and get yanked off the.
Sketch on a
Yeah. Do you remember that game?
on an airport golf cart. Yeah. What, Tony Hawk?
No, there was a game called Sketchin' or some shit like that. It was
No.
a fucking rollerblading game, dude. It was
What?
on what system was that on? Mod looked that up. But it was basically a game where you had to you're a rollerblader and you had to time it right to grab onto the bumper of a car and ride as long as you could on the back of this car on your rollerblades.
That's
Sega
great.
Genesis.
Thank you.
Oh, right
Sega
on.
Genesis.
Okay.
94.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you could do that in Tony Hawk.
You can.
I feel like you could. Can
Yeah.
you? Okay. I don't know much about video games, but I played a little Tony Hawk.
Yeah. I saw a Tony Hawk interview recently where he went to lunch or dinner or something with his manager after the first the success of the first Tony Hawk video game. And he didn't think it was going to be doing well or whatever. And he sat down and he's like, so how bad is it? And the guy's like, I forget what he said exactly, but then he like set him down a check, like, here you go for like $100,000. Just like, there you go.
Damn.
Or some ridiculous amount of money. $1 million. Nice, awesome Austin Powers reference in there. Will Pizzas, appreciate that.
Wait, Hawk
Tony-
Rules up in here. He was on. Tony Hawk was on The Masked Singer.
Twatty twat twat. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, we got a
Awesome name, by the way.
Yo, thanks for the follow. You're awesome. Did anybody ever tell you that? I think that.
I do as well. Both of us do here.
We both think you're great. You're first prize family. See what I did?
Hey, love it. Love that.
That's interesting. So Hawk Rules in the chat. I get lots of text messages about The Masked Singer, of which I
Yeah.
don't really know anything, but I'm
Me
kind of
neither.
like the the note keeper. I'm the guess because it's somebody. They're in a masked.
Yes.
They're masked and they're singing, and you have to guess who they are. So I kind of keep track of all the guesses.
Okay.
I'm not, whatever. I suck at it. Twat.
Make the bed just for the podcast. I can see why if you
Yes.
know me, you would think that, but I actually make my bed every day when I get up.
Hey, that's some real adult shit right there. Good
Because
for you.
I hate getting home and seeing my bed all like tossed up.
Yeah, I feel that.
Also, I have a little bit of trauma, like bed sharing trauma from my past, where like the sheets and stuff would get torn off me in the middle of the night and be like completely like if here's the bed, the sheets would be like this sideways, and it would I don't know my weird like not really OCD would trigger me, and I'd be like I gotta fix it. So now I have to every morning I have to make the bed.
It's weird, but okay. I'm on board with this.
Mod over here fucking roasting me in the chat.
Dave's just keeping it safe. Okay, you never know. You never
Listen.
know.
Listen.
So if you want to route this back to movies and not your
please. I don't know why I'm getting so much attention today
pot-
on this fucking
potential
this fucking stream.
weird
Jesus Christ.
bed
You
sharing
know,
stories.
I'm not loving the attention today.
Bro, you asked for it and you're fucking getting it.
Well, did I?
Maybe not. I'm giving it to you. Whatever.
enough.
Your bad slasher movie take warrants all this.
I don't care. It won.
It's fine. You can write me out of your will. That's fine. Because you're out of mine. I love you.
Oh, that's
Just
fair.
kidding. So, what I am actually really excited to see, we were talking about Us earlier, and I think the chat
movie Us,
mentioned,
yeah.
the movie Us, not Us.
Well, we were also doing that too, but
I guess technically,
and
but we're talking about the
specifically
movie Us,
Mhm.
and we're talking about, or we mentioned Get Out. So Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out at the end of this month, probably in a couple weeks, called Nope.
Oh, that
And,
looks so good.
I'm really interested to see it. It looks like a really interesting take. There's
I
some,
can't wait.
there's legitimately there's some David Lynch vibes in this movie for sure, based on the trailers.
Mhm.
There's a new trailer that actually played before Thor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nope?
that I hadn't seen, which is interesting. So I'm very excited to see what he does with this, because even though I wasn't a huge fan of Us, I still think Jordan Peele has an incredible vision and eye for horror.
Yes.
This is more of an alien-based horror film, so I'm
Which is-
really interested to see where this goes.
Oddly enough, which I think is my favorite style of genre horror. Sorry, favorite style of horror movie is alien horrors.
Oh yeah, it's true. We
'Cause-
get into alien
Yeah.
horror movies next week.
Next
on
week
the
we
actual
do,
podcast.
and one of them is one of my favorite movies. But also, I think it's safe to mention because we can't seem to find a good mate for it. But The Fourth Kind
Yeah, I know.
fucked me up, dude.
We spent a lot of time trying to find something that we could pair with the fourth kind.
All kinds of kinds. Thank you, Mod.
Thanks, Mod. We spent a lot of time. We went back and forth. We decided last week on the stream. We decided one of the movies we couldn't agree on, which was ghost horror movies. We chose The Others, which I think was 2001, Nicole Kidman
Yes.
movie, versus The Shining, the
Classic.
1980 classic Stanley Kubrick film.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. But we originally we're trying to decide whether we should do or what we could pair with the fourth kind. And everything we came up with was
Not good.
terrible.
There's a fucking movie, like no shit. There's a movie called Skyman.
Oh,
That
it looks so
It was
bad.
like it's almost it. Looking it up, if you know anything about The Fourth Kind, if you look up the movie Skyman,
Yeah.
the trailer alone is like, it feels like they just ripped off The Fourth Kind.
not even. It just feels really low effort.
Yeah.
Like it feels really low effort, and I'm sure they got like non-actors and stuff to kind of be in it. It
100%.
is like a
100%.
found footage kind of movie,
Because that's what we
So-
were going on. We were trying to do found footage alien.
which there's not that many of them.
There's
turns
two.
out.
It's Skyman and fucking The Fourth Kind.
Yo, if anybody in the chat has some, yeah, watch this. Okay, yeah, Jordan, if there's a 30-second on this, or even if you just play part of the trailer,
Yeah,
I think you'll get the idea pretty
yeah.
fucking quick.
yeah,
It's it's not good.
it's not great.
All right, he's pulling it up, but
Awesome.
you'll find pretty quick. It doesn't seem good. But there's not very many alien found footage horror films, unless there is.
Why doesn't every home in the
something. I
U.S.
don't
have
know, I
solar
think it got
panels?
panned, but it's
The number one
something-
reason.
Oh, here it is.
It
Oh,
decided
wait,
to
after
play
the ad.
without me.
I was like, what's happening?
Skyman was all for it, and I was like, "No, sir, not today. Boys got to get ready." All right, here we go. And
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
News 6 lines were lighting up with reports of an alleged triangle-shaped UFO in the
Some local residents claim to have seen an
Walmart drone.
unidentified flying object just after sunset last evening, with one young man even claiming to have been visited by what he describes as a skyman.
He didn't look human. I knew he wasn't a human.
Whoa, pieces in the chat. I can't take anyone with the name Carl seriously.
Focused. I guess I just figured he was finally like ready to tell his story.
VHGH.
I'm telling you, it was really,
Oh.
really loud. I was
All right.
I bought a
think that's
drone. The
funny,
movie.
because-
Yeah.
that's what it is.
It's our
It's like I
magnet,
bought a drone.
or
The
what's
movie.
left of it. It was
Oh,
propelled
God.
somehow.
so you
Too
y'all are
much.
still watching
Okay,
this?
so what? You really think that aliens did?
No,
I'm
turn
over
I
it.
don't know what to think, Gina.
I
Turn
just
it
want
off.
to make
I'm
sure.
done.
I was getting kind of sick.
Yeah, we kind of. It's like you get the point. Whatever. Low budget movies, people got to make stuff, and you got to do
Yeah.
it with whatever you can. I applaud all the efforts of people who are just trying to make stuff, for sure. I'm not going to shit on anybody for just trying to make something, but this looks bad.
It does
Like
look bad.
objectively, it does not look good.
You saw that.
And so I felt bad. Like we talked about it. I was like, maybe we'll do it. I was like, but not that many people talk about
The fourth.
the fourth kind. And then if we're gonna make people listen to us talk about the fourth kind, and then make them listen to us talk about fucking Skyman, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that to our listeners. I like
Yeah.
y'all too much.
Twatty, it does look awful, and that's why we're like, no. And What Pizzas is just straight up, and Twatty are both saying no, we're not applauding that. So Blake, you're
I'm just trying to
totally
be nice,
unloaded.
man.
That's what I
Just-
love about you, man. You're always trying to be nice, except for when you're roasting me, which is fine.
No, you get my full fury.
I do, which is fine. Not as bad as The Room. Listen, don't you dare.
I love The Room. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I do kind of want to see Skyman because I love bad movies. I think they're really fun. If they're a certain kind of bad and they're made genuinely, I really enjoy it. So I do want to see it for that reason, because if I can get a good laugh and maybe have another suggestion to bring to like shitty movie night with some friends,
Yes.
then like whatever, maybe I could
I
be
can't
like,
wait. I can't
hero
wait
of
to
the
have
night.
shitty movie night again. Like,
bro,
when
I
get
miss it
back,
so much.
oof.
I know me and Jeremy, my buddy who lives with the street, will have a shitty movie night, which is why we watched Cocktail. Callback to the beginning of the
Earlier in
episode.
the stream, yeah.
It's not shitty, but it's really weird. But I really want to get stoned or drunk and watch Skyman. Maybe both.
Listen,
It
you
seems
are
fun.
you able to wait until I'm back in town?
I
If you are.
guess. I would for you. Cocktail.
Aw.
Listen, I don't know. Cocktail was bad. Like it's not a good movie. I don't recommend it. Whoa pizzas, but it's really weird. It's really fucking bizarre. Also, Hawk Rules 13 in the chat. Xanadu. Watch that shit. Definitely watch it. It's so weird. It's so bizarre.
Listen,
I definitely recommend that.
just for the name alone, Xanadu.
It's a musical, dude. It's an
Yeah,
Olivia Newton-John
ugh,
musical.
Lord, I hate
It's
News
great.
Rules. I hate it, but I'll listen. I'll do it for you, Wendy.
Do it for Wendy. She believes in you, and I believe in you.
Oh,
Yeah, Skyman. What
guys
was the other one? We're
misplaced, but that's fine.
yeah, whatever. What was the other one we're also trying to compete against the fourth kind? What was that called?
I don't remember.
Was it? It's like host or the not the host. It was like host.
Oh yeah. It was another found footage horror film where it was like pandemic shot.
Yes, that's right. It is called host. So, it's a pandemic shot. I think over Zoom. Like it's
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you. Whoa, Pete just realized he has never seen Cocktail. He's been in there being like, wasn't that bad? Oh, okay. Sorry. Continue. That
No.
cracked me up a little bit.
Cocktail is very weird. No, host is interesting. I guess it's on Shudder. It's a Shudder original, which is a great streaming service for like horror related things.
Okay.
Anyway, it got some interesting reviews. I was like, oh, maybe this will be fun. I was like, but do I really want to watch how long is this thing? Oh, actually, maybe I would watch this. It's only 57 minutes long.
What is?
It's a Zoom horror
Host?
movie. 57
Host?
minutes. Host is 57 minutes long. At least according to IMDb. Again, never seen it.
Interesting. But
But-
also, how do you make a Zoom movie any longer than that?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I appreciate people respecting my time. Get in, do your thing, and then fucking leave me alone.
Right.
Um,
that's that's the title of Blake's biography right there.
Twatty twat. Nothing will be better. Nothing will ever be better than Spy Game. Spy Game is a really great movie. Oh, dude, actually, Spy Game. When did that movie come out?
I don't know.
2001. That's some fun stuff.
Who's in that one again?
Redford, dude,
Oh,
and
that's
Brad
right.
Pitt.
That's right.
Redford and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitts of different eras, essentially.
Yeah, that's fair. For a second there, I thought you were talking about Brad Pitt himself in an earlier era versus Brad Pitt. Now I'm like, it's the same guy. What are you talking about?
No, I was.
Same character, also.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a great movie. I haven't watched that in forever, dude.
Maybe we could do that on the podcast.
That would be fun. Yeah, we could do like espionage or spy movies. That could be fun.
Yeah.
That could be a fun. Yeah, that's a good genre. What are you guys' favorite genres? If anybody here in the chat, I don't know if anybody's new, just showed up to the stream. What are your favorite genres of movies?
Yes, because that's
Um,
what we do here at First.
That's
Press
our whole
Films.
thing.
Yeah, genre movies.
Yeah. I'm like, because I don't know if I can name my favorite genre. What's your favorite genre of movie?
Oh God. Probably sci-fi. I would say sci-fi. Yeah,
Okay.
because
Well-
like two of my favorite films ever of all time are sci-fi: Interstellar and Inception.
Yeah.
So
Well, okay, that's fair. We talk about we just did an episode on sci-fi this week. We talk about Inception, which is really fun. And we match it with Total Recall, the Arnold version, 1990. It's
good
great,
film.
dude.
it's a great episode. It's a great episode.
fun. Those are two movies that I didn't really realize how good they would be together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, romantic comedies, twatty twat. I just love that I get to say
Rock
that a
rules.
bunch.
Is Bruce Willis a genre?
Yes. Yes is the answer.
Yeah, up until recently.
So we actually talked about doing like a romantic comedy episode.
Yeah.
We kind of stay away from comedies because we don't want to just repeat jokes to you guys because that's not fun. But we did discuss doing a romance film.
Yeah. Not
episode.
rom-com.
Not rom-com, just straight romance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that would be really fun. When Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally is a really great film.
Yeah, but
World
isn't it a
Pizzas.
comedy?
Yeah, that's good. Like, there's some good romantic comedies. for
Yeah,
sure.
but that's like 100% there's good ones. But like
But
again,
it's not something
really.
that would work super well in our
twat romantic comedy. Yes, but they're still comedies.
Yeah. Like so the thing is, listen, if you'd like to see us make out, subscribe to our First Prize Films OnlyFans. Now on sale.
Oh God, I was about to say Patreon, but you beat me to it with the OnlyFans. Give us
giving the
enough
people
money,
what they
we'll do
want.
it. Shit.
Onlyfeet.com.
Thanks, Mod. Appreciate it.
Always looking out for us. Listen, we're just trying to give the people what they want.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, dude. I'm see, it would be interesting. Because I
That's
think
why that's why I said the link doesn't work. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh
yeah, we're just trying to pay the rent, dude. Don't even worry about it.
my God. Fucking shit, that was funny.
I do really want to
Our Mod would be more upset if the link did work 100%. To be like, oh, this is not what I well
oh no.
looks like two walruses fighting.
You walruses fighting. Oh Jesus Christ.
That was a sneaker of a joke there.
It hit me way too late. Way too late.
That happened in this episode too, didn't it?
Oh, I think that's in the
It
outtakes.
did,
So we
yeah.
release our outtakes of our show on the Saturday. So we release episodes on Monday, and the next Saturday we release our outtakes because we suck at doing our own show. And
No, I'm pretty sure that there's a sneaker that made it to the episode.
well, so it was different. We modified because I give a different
did we?
take. Because in in Total Recall, I don't know if this is a spoiler necessarily,
That's
but
fine.
spoiler for a 32-year-old movie. Quato, the shadowy leader on Mars, is actually like a tumor. Like he's a psychic alien who's a tumor on another man, and he's like kind of gross and sticky looking.
Yeah.
But he can read minds and stuff. Anyway, he has really juicy baby hands, and so I was reading, like I was going through the whole thing, and I mentioned something about that, and I kept going because you didn't react to it.
Yeah.
But like halfway through, or like at the end of my sentence, you started laughing, and we had to stop because I had no idea what you're actually laughing at anymore.
That's funny. That means there was two sneakers in this episode. I wasn't even thinking about that one.
oh, yeah, probably.
I was thinking about the erase your ass one.
That's a good one too. Yeah. Do you guys want to hear us tell you the jokes?
No, absolutely not.
have
We're
in our
not going to do
episode?
that. If you want to hear these jokes that we're referencing, go listen to the episode.
Yeah, go listen.
We're not gonna do them for you here because
It's
that's
fun. You're. It's like hanging out with us, but no real time feedback, and we're
Right.
actually we actually stay on we stay on topic.
Yeah. Which is oof.
Well, actually, I do have a question for Ahmad Jordan. Woe Pizzas definitely do recaps, but I'm not gonna recap our episode.
Absolutely.
Definitely, but we do have lots. We build in trivia and stuff when
I
when
just
it's
got a
relevant.
comment about that today. How your trivia tidbits about directors and stuff is like they love that part.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like I love movies so much. I love like the process of making movies, and I'm always like reading the trivia on IMDb and like trying to do those deep dives. Josh, Whoa Pizzas here in the chat is gonna do a supplementary podcast
About
our podcast where he takes our podcast where we recap movies, and he recaps our recaps and then recaps our arguments, and then we can recap those recaps on our stream. It's all full circle here.
It's recapception.
It's the circle of life.
Oh God. You know, I still have yet to see the live action Lion King, by the way.
I haven't
First-
seen it either.
World Pizza's first prize films.
I love this idea. It's just saying I support this fully.
Yes, I agree. First prize films. Or Last prize films.
Prequel prize films.
Prequel prize films.
I love
Second
this.
prize films. Even better.
So to your point though about live action sequels to animated films, I haven't seen any of them. But what I think is weird about them is that they, like the Lion King one specifically, they kind of did almost a shot for shot recreation, and I almost kind of wish they would just do their own thing.
I have only gotten like a little bit into it. But then again, like here's the thing. I feel like if they had done their own thing, excuse me, versus just essentially a shot for shot, people would have been pissed because like listen, as
Yeah.
you know, a millennial who was, kind of grew up on this movie, it was in my eyes as a kid perfection, and you don't mess with perfection. There's no reason to redo it unless it's just to update it.
Yeah, it's like such a weird choice to make, because I get why they would want to stray too far, so there's this really great video on YouTube by a channel called Your Movie Sucks.
Okay.
And it's great. It's actually good commentary, but I think there's like a 2 or something plus hour video where it talks about the differences between the original animated and why the live action remake is unnecessary. And I haven't seen it, so I can't judge for myself, but I watched part of this video, and there's a lot of interesting points and a lot of, I think, valid criticisms there. But you're right. Where do you go? You can't make a new Lion King and not have everybody revolt. But when you make
Right.
something that's a shot for shot remake that is essentially a net zero in the creative world or expansion of that like world, it's like what do you like? I don't know. It just doesn't make it feels cash grabby.
Yeah, that's fair. And I don't mind cash grab movies sometimes. Like technically Top Gun Maverick was a cash grab.
Well, I don't know, man. I would say cash grab in the for me is like immediately trying to capitalize off of buzz off of something, where obviously the Lion King, it took years and years, but there's so much hype. They had already I think Lion King is more so a cash grab because some of the live action remakes that have already been done before the new Lion King
Yeah.
made a bunch of money. And now they're like,
yeah.
oh, hey, this stuff made money. We're going to just like remake this movie with different, animation and make money. Whereas Top Gun Maverick, it's its own story.
Yeah.
It's been 34 plus years, 36 years. It's been so fucking long.
What?
That it's like
2012 said Top Gun was awful
original or the new one?
because we loved the new one.
I like the new one. I definitely had issues with it. I thought the new one was better than the original, personally.
I agree.
Which is a hot take for some people in the chat, as we discussed last week.
Right.
But so that's why I think that's more of a cash grab.
He said the new
interesting.
one.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, fair enough. You like what you like,
Yeah.
but you're wrong. I love you.
Right. You're
Thanks for
definitely
being
wrong.
here.
Yeah.
I think
love
you're
you.
wrong.
Thanks for being here for sure. You're wrong.
It's not the greatest movie of all time, but
No.
lots of great stuff in that movie.
Do you even know movies? Do you even movie, bro?
Not really.
No, we just have a podcast about it.
Really? Okay. That's an interesting take. What did you hate most about the new Top Gun?
Aside from Tom Cruise, you can't say Tom Cruise.
Yeah, because that's also fair.
Planes. Thanks, Mod. Whoa, Pizzas is not happy. It's fine. Just not making friends over here.
We love you and accept you here.
100%. Crappy story.
Okay. I thought it was more of a more pointed story than the original. The original one to me didn't really have much of a story. And it's mildly generic. There's a couple interesting twists and turns there. Yeah, hey, fair enough. If you couldn't suspend your disbelief, fine. I get it. There's some goopy stuff. There's some
Yeah.
goofy stuff in the movie, which we talked about last week on the stream. There's some goofy ass shit in that movie, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
And like you got to suspend a lot of disbelief to believe that Tom Cruise is a good guy in anything. So that's
Tom Cruise is a good human. in general.
right. That's the most. If you can get past that and you can't get past the rest, that's an impressive take.
It's impressive, man. I agree with that. um, but yeah, I mean, it, in terms of the cash grab stuff, it's just
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel bad about not me personally, like emotionally. I
Right.
feel
Yeah.
bad that they make that stuff and sometimes they make a bunch of money, and it sucks because you could be putting out something new. And I get it, whatever, it's business. You have to try to make as much money as possible. The movie business is a business. But it just sucks when they just cram the same shit down your throat over and over and over again. And then get defensive when you hate their Lion King movie that they
Right.
spent $1 billion fucking dollars on. Um, is just the same movie but kind of worse.
Yeah, and like, listen, Tori Twat in the chat over here saying, they could have done a lot more with the movie. Talking about Mav and his past and trauma, and talking about therapy, how important it is.
No, I
Well,
agree.
listen, I agree 100%. But to play the devil's advocate, it's called Top Gun, not Top Therapist. So it's about fighter jets and cool ass fighter jet maneuvers, not mental health.
It's about Tom Cruise being fucking cool,
Right.
and having zero character flaws. And that's it.
Yep.
The man doesn't need therapy because he's too cool
perfect.
for that. He's
He's
too altruistic for that.
perfect.
Although that would be a funny spin-off. It's like, oh, the Top Gun series, and it's just Maverick in therapy every week.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, dude.
My God.
I'm just saying, I don't know who owns the rights. Who released Top Gun Maverick?
Was that Sony?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's a great question.
What pizzas haven't seen? Oh, sorry, spoilers for fucking Top Gun.
I don't think we've had any spoilers. Tom Cruise is a good guy and he flies planes.
Yeah.
That's it. It would be nice.
Mental health. You know what he meant.
I know. It would be nice to see them like delve into that like as a character drama, like the Maverick character drama of that. I don't know if I'd be necessarily interested because his character has
no flaws.
Zero fucking flaws.
That movie would literally be him walking in and being like, I'm pretty good, actually. The therapist being like, okay, thank you. See you next week.
Like, great session. Okay, I agree totally. You're awesome. You're fucking awesome. I see you fly some planes and shit. That's great. I love it. See you next week. Yeah, I think that's good stuff. I'm here for this.
We got some hot takes today. I'm down with it. I am all for it.
So, you said you started watching the new Lion King. Did you not get through it?
No, because I texted the person I was dating at the time. I was like, they were at work. And I was like, yeah, I just started watching the Lion King. He's like, without me? I'm like, oh, sorry. And I like turned it off. And then every time I brought it up, like, hey, you want to watch the Lion King? Nah.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, what? But I want to finish it.
I've had that too. Even with like TV shows, we're like watch an episode and like, oh, this is great. Like, yeah, I gotta go to bed. It's late. We'll pick this up tomorrow. And the next day comes, hey, you want to watch this? I'm not in the mood. And I'm like dying to watch the next episode. Like, maybe tomorrow. I'm like, fuck you. I'm just gonna watch the whole series alone by myself. And then I do. And like 4 months later, they come back like, hey, do you remember that show? Do you want to watch that again? You interested in seeing that again? I was really interested.
Well, pieces in here fucking spitting here, just straight words to live by. I don't watch anything without asking my wife anymore if she's seen it. I remember one time I was with somebody and we were watching a series together, and I guess I had to be up early for something,
Mhm.
and I went to bed, earlier than them, and then the next day I found out that they watched 4 or 5 more episodes after I went to bed of a show that we were watching together, and I was like, "What the hell, man!" Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I know I say it's like, well, if you don't want to watch it and after a week goes by and you don't want to keep watching stuff, I'm gonna keep
yeah.
watching stuff. If
Right.
somebody did that shit to me, I would feel betrayed.
Absolute betrayal. Thank you.
Straight up. Straight up. I don't know who Twatty Twat's talking to,
No, I don't know
but
either.
but I don't watch. That's why I don't watch movies with anybody or TV
Yeah.
shows with anybody.
Like, listen, that's
I
why
don't want
like
to be beholden to anybody.
I prefer seeing movies by myself now because
too.
to get back into movies, because I realized that unless it's a film like we talked about everything everywhere all at once, unless it's a movie like that, I think movies are better to see alone, because I'm one of those people that like I have to, don't interrupt me. I have to really like get into it. So, when we talked about last week, when you have chatty kids, like I had at Thor, chatty kids whose parents never taught them how to fucking whisper. Just straight, like, listen, it's one thing if the kid's trying to whisper, I'll forgive it. Because you know how kids whisper. Hey, what's this? You're just talking raspily, okay?
You're just talking like an asshole. Jeez.
Right. Like an asthmatic asshole. Okay, so but it's another thing when the kid is just like, why is he doing that? None of us know, kid. We're here to watch the same movie.
Watch the movie. Shut up.
But I don't like to be interrupted when I'm watching something. I think a lot of people can think the same thing. So like even if you're with somebody who doesn't talk in movies or doesn't ask questions with movies, you're not really spending time with them.
Right. No, it's true. It's just you're seeing something together. So for me, I the only reason I like to told a guy to shut the fuck up during the Force Awakens.
Been there.
I had that experience I never told anybody anything, but I've had the angry look, did the old guy angry look to somebody during Dr. Sleep. For sure. I'm not bothered often.
I've shushed.
Really bothered
I've
me.
shushed. I'm not ashamed to say this. I'm a little ashamed to say this. I shushed a child.
What movie?
Spider-Man.
Oh, that's good.
So it was great because it was one of those situations where, listen, I know it's a child, but mainly that was my way of telling the parents, do something. Because like so to be fair, the parents at Thor, they're like, every time the kid would be like, why are they doing that? Shh, like, okay, that's fine. I didn't say anything. I didn't. Okay, great. You're trying.
Somebody's
I
on it.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Children are hard. I get it. But at Spider-Man, the kid was doing that loudly. I saw this during the trailer, and the parent wasn't saying shit. Do something, please. There's other people here.
Dude, there's no quicker way to get on my bad side. And it takes a lot. I'm a pretty nice human.
It's fair.
There's no
It's
quicker
true.
way than to go see a fucking movie with me and then tap on my shoulder, just whisper. You're just gonna scare me. First off, I'm very jumpy. I don't care what kind of movie we're seeing. Don't fucking whisper in my ear when I'm paying attention to something. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like hit you, and then not on purpose, but I will. Anyway, don't talk to me. We'll talk about it after. That's why I want to go see movies with people. So then, like, we can see it. We had that experience together in silence, and then we just talk about it later.
Also, I just realized I'm the same way when I'm showing something to somebody. So if it's a movie that I've seen that I want you to see, I used to be like, yeah, I'll watch it with you. Now I won't do it. I can't do it because how many times I've shown a movie, or not even just a movie, just a clip of something to anybody, and they've missed a pivotal part because they're like, oh yeah. Okay. Well, now we got to rewind it.
Dude, when you're even like watching movies at home with somebody,
yeah,
they'll like go to the bathroom, like, oh, I'll pause it. Like, no, just let it run. And they like go do the thing and they come back. I'm like, what'd I miss? could have just fucking paused it. I hate that shit so much, dude.
Oh, like, can we destigmatize pausing for bathroom breaks?
Yeah, that's fine with me. We're at home. It's fine.
Listen, we're all adults. Everybody pees. Everybody poops. It's fine. I'll pause the movie. Nobody's upset by pausing the movie. We're
Right.
upset by you asking what you fucking missed.
Exactly.
Oh. Little pizzas. Yeah. You don't push your interests on others. You just lightly suggest, show them, and if they're not interested, cry in the inside.
It's true. That's a lot of my experience. I like a lot of really weird stuff. I have to say, you put up with my shit.
I do.
Well, Pizzas put us up with my shit. It's good stuff. And we actually did. Speaking of anime, here in the chat. I don't really watch any anime or anything. I don't know if you do, Dave.
I watch a couple animes. I watch One Punch Man and Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super now. But
Okay.
past
So
that, no.
what we got a really great suggestion here from Mo Pieces, our good friend Josh. These two, typically we do movies on the podcast, right? It's movies that are of the same genre, separated by at least a decade.
Yes.
So between seasons here, we'll do like an episode here or there, like a bonus episode that we can kind of be a little more loosey goosey with the rules, right? And so a suggestion here was to do anime films, one being Ghost in the Shell and the second being Akira, which I've heard nothing but great things about for many years. And as a disappointing friend, I have not watched them. But I think we talked about. I'm terrible. I know I'm terrible. I'm a bad friend. We've talked about it, and I think that would be a really fun episode because I'm kind of in the dark. And so I think coming into this with fresh eyes would be really fun to do for an actual podcast episode.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't be like as an extra episode. Yeah, I'd be down with that. I think.
Yeah. Anybody else here in the chat who is into anime?
What?
That guy AP. That guy AP. I'm just gonna call you that guy.
Twat, thank you, sir, madam, person. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you.
Thank you. You're a wonderful human. We appreciate all your takes.
All of your terrible takes. We love them.
You're always welcome here.
Yes.
Well, if it's just Will Pizzas who's into anime, that's fine too. Because I think it's a really great episode. I think it's a really, really great episode idea.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think we could probably dip into that. Anime community is huge.
Yeah.
So you can see with them wanting to hear us talk about that. Why not?
From anime to eating ass.
Oh, hold on. My chat is. Listen, where's my fucking chat settings? Chat filters off, bro. I have them on.
I'm getting Broly animation was S tier. I need some more. I need some more. Of
That
this.
guy AP, yes. The animation. So basically what he's talking about, the animation of the new Dragon Ball Z movie, actually the one that's coming out next month, and then the one came out was it last year? That guy AP, if you could tell me. I don't remember when the last one came out. The new the animation was way different than normal, and they did that on purpose. They made it look more like a comic book actually come to life.
Oh,
because
interesting.
Anime, as I don't know if you know for sure, but it starts out as manga, which is literally like a comic book.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, AP. I appreciate it. 2019 was the last Dragon Ball movie that came out.
Oh, word.
And both that one and then we can tell from the trailer for this one, they made it seem more like the pages of the manga come to life versus the show Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, and then there's 2 Dragon Ball Super movies that came out also that they had regular animation.
Got it.
So I'm guessing AP doesn't like the new anime. Yeah, well, Pizzas, listen, when it comes out, I'm going to see it in theaters because it comes out in August, I believe, the new Dragon Ball Super movie. So we got to see it together.
Oh yeah, you guys don't live too far away from each other.
No, I don't think so.
Truly.
Listen, we can go see it together, but I swear to God, if you say a single word during Dragon Ball Super, I'm out.
You've heard the rules. We've definitely put the rules down here.
Rules have been set.
So okay, I do have a question. I don't know much about I know literally nothing about Dragon Ball Z. But are we going to talk about was it Dragon Ball Evolution?
I don't know what we put it up against, but listen, I am more than down to talk about that travesty.
I don't know. I'm not saying like necessarily on the podcast, but right now, how do you
Have you seen it?
You're talking to me? I've seen
Yeah.
clips of this thing. I've seen
No. Listen, we're not allowed. I will not allow us to talk about it until you've seen the whole thing.
Oh no, I feel like I've
Nope.
seen more than I should
Nope.
have seen.
Nope. If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me.
It feels like yeah, okay. It as Will Pizza kind of says here in the chats, feels like a movie they just made really quickly to avoid losing the rights.
Yeah.
Of what I have seen of that film,
Oh, it
I
was a
hope that's
travesty.
the case.
Absolute travesty.
I hope whoever did
Yeah,
it took their names off of it.
Listen, horrible.
Horrible.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I that's the thing I know about it. Will Pizza is the one guy was in Shameless, the TV show Shameless, and that's where I kind of make
Nice.
that connection. But I just heard it's a notorious piece of shit.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Okay. I've yet to see the full thing, so maybe I'm gonna have to
Okay.
take a dive on. Is it a fun bad movie?
For me, no, because I'm such a big Dragon Ball Z fan. It's
Okay.
just like it pissed me off how bad it was.
See, and that's what I'm wondering if it's a fun bad movie for somebody who doesn't even know anything about the Dragon Ball Z universe or
No.
anything. Like, could it
No.
be fun to?
No.
Okay. Then
My
avoid-
opinion, no. But Will Pizzas, if you could back me up on this, and AP, if you're still in the chat, if Dragon Ball Evolution, would have been a fun bad movie to see for people who aren't Dragon Ball fans.
I would be interested.
Thank you. Will
It's just
Pizza's backing me up.
bad. Like
It's just bad. There's nothing,
bad.
in my opinion, there's nothing great about it.
That's fair enough. Yeah, it's gotten shit on so much that I haven't even taken the time to see it, but just because I don't know anything about Dragon Ball, so I don't feel like it would be fun, but I would watch it to talk about it with you. Maybe you could alleviate some confusion.
Yeah, I
or
can listen. I would
both commiserate.
explain some shit before the stream so we could actually talk about it.
Okay.
But skip that podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to talk about that on the podcast.
No, absolutely not.
It sounds like a
I
horrible
refuse.
fucking nightmare.
I refuse
Yeah.
because I'm not allowed to get angry on the podcast, but I get angry on the stream.
You're allowed to get angry on the podcast.
Nope,
I get angry on the podcast.
do it with me a lot.
I get angry with a lot of things on the podcast. There's a so next week's episode rather, before I slurred my words,
Yeah.
is really fun. It's really fun. Not so much anger, but I do have to say, not to tease this too much, but our season finale, we're doing 8 episodes
Yes.
this season.
Yeah.
The season finale brings out a lot of
It does.
my subdued rage. It boils to the surface. I
And
have a
f-
lot
and
of issues.
Listen, what's great is that it's not directed at me.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, mostly
Sort
not.
of. It's like I get some ricochet.
Yeah, you did get some you're kind of collateral damage from time to time, but short of that, whatever. You tried really hard.
did.
Jordan, Mod, what are you up to, bud? I'm gonna use the restroom again.
Is he even there?
He fell asleep. He's like, "Why- I hate Dragon Ball Z so much. I'm just gonna tune out. Maybe he's using the restroom.
Actually, listen. Instead of taking a bathroom break, I do have to get up early for work, so I think we should just call it for the night.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, dude.
Wrap it up.
So in that case, thank you everybody who's
Yeah.
hung with us. Yeah, we've just been fucking around for the last couple hours.
Sure. That's what we
But
do, really.
appreciate everybody who came to the chat, gave us your all your takes, defended me. Thank you, appreciate you. You know who you are.
Yeah. People you paid, sure.
No, I appreciate everybody. I really do. And so
I
we
do
have
too, yeah.
an episode out of our actual podcast.
Yeah.
That you can get on any of your podcast platforms. I'm losing
Yes.
my ability to talk, Dave. Help me.
It's true. So yeah, okay. So what Blake is trying to say is that you can currently stream our podcast on any app that you could get a podcast on, any of the major ones. Our link tree is right there in the chat. Thank you, Mod. We do have an episode that's currently streaming. The most recent one, it's sci-fi. It's Inception versus Total Recall. And next week we are doing alien invasion horror films. We're doing Signs versus A Quiet Place. So be sure to check that out. We drop every Monday. And also our social media accounts.
Yes, at First Prize Pod. Also, if you're a new follower, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
If you're not following us, hit the follow button and the little notification thing so you know
bell,
we're streaming. We're going to be streaming every week, mostly Wednesdays, like the same time at 5 West Coast, 8 East Coast time. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're trying to do a different theme, some different movies each week.
Yeah.
But mostly just hanging out with you guys. So if you have any suggestions, you have some stuff you've seen that you like or you really fucking hate, let us know.
Yeah, we definitely are down for either.
Yeah. So hit us up on social media or whatever. Because we're here.
Also, we have our
jobs.
website, firstpressfilm.com. So
Yes.
check that out too. Blake put in a lot of work to that, and I appreciate him for it. So you guys should check it out too. Yeah. So past that, be sure. Thank you, Mod. Be sure to, like Blake said, if you're a follower on here, click the notification bell. If you're not a follower on here, please follow us. Notification bell as well. Follow us on social medias, First Prize Pod, because we do post clips every single day, and we will also announce when we're streaming. Usually the day before, but sometimes we'll do it a few days in advance.
Yeah. Yeah.
On
so you
there
guys can
too.
come in
Yeah.
and continue to talk shit to Dave. Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Dogpile. Anyway, thank you guys very much.
We appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of your night and go check out some other streams. Lots of great other streamers going on. So
yeah, our friend
we
Silver
just-
Thunder, I think, is streaming right now.
yes, for sure. For
Well,
sure.
pizzas, I will not.
We're gonna get you on some
Nope.
stream.
Nope, not happening. Too stubborn. Oh, fick. Anyway,
Yeah, thank you all
thank you guys.
so much.
Appreciate
Yeah, we're
you.
out. We're out of here.